You are now listening to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast, a weekly review of Monday Night Raw and other wrestling-related topics. And here's your hosts, Peter Day and Jake Grandi.
Hello, check.
What's up?
Yup.
Hey, so, welcome to, I think this is, episode 21.
Wow.
Of Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling podcast. You're in for a special treat this week where we have not only Peter, we also have
Jake.
And now, and a return. He actually wasn't going to return because he made us look like shit.
Oh yeah.
For what? Which one was that?
It was like the No Way Out, or I forget which.
No, I want to say it wasn't SummerSlam. Was it SummerSlam?
I think it was the one after.
It wasn't SummerSlam because I was by myself for SummerSlam.
Okay.
It was like. Was it Tables, Ladders, and no, not Tables. That wasn't TLC. It was right before TLC.
WWE. There's so many pay-per-views. It wasn't Battleground either. It was somewhere.
Well, anyway, one of those motherfuckers. You just made us look like clowns.
Yeah.
With your predictions.
I was like 4-1.
And I vowed for you never to return. And I don't know why. I just remembered that right then that you weren't supposed to be back.
Snuck in again.
I'm like Cena. I told him I made a promise. and now look at me. Oh man, it's fucked up. Well, anyway,
I do this.
And we have who are you?
Arthur. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Don't worry, we won't. And today, we are going to review the WWE Raw Go Home show to the Royal Rumble. We're also going to give our Royal Rumble predictions, and we're also going to do our first annual Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling Royal Rumble draft.
Okay,
let's do it.
And then after this, it would be the debut of you talk about your shit, man.
Yeah, we got a Faster Than the World podcast. Me and my uncle review NXT every week. I don't know, with all the indie guys jumping over and everything. Just thought it'd be cool to do that. My uncle's a very jaded wrestling fan, so he like a lot of time hates to.
Your uncle has a name, or is he just gonna be Uncle?
Yeah, my uncle is Fritz.
Uncle Fritz.
Uncle Fritz. Okay,
Uncle. It's like Uncle.
Forgot about that.
So it's gonna be Jake and Fritz.
Yes, it's gonna be a little like 20 to 30 minute podcast every weekend about NXT.
And it's and the name of it again is what?
Faster Than the World. And
will this be on, like, what days do you want to have these uploaded?
Let's say probably Saturday morning, Friday, Saturday morning.
It'd be afternoon, motherfucker.
Well,
I gotta wake up.
Peter's Saturday morning.
Yeah, my Saturday morning is like 4 p.m. So that'd be it, and then that's going to be one of the newer podcasts along with Peter Talks Wrestling with. And anyone's listening who's interested, what I plan to do is like talk to whoever, like whoever, like friends on Facebook. Friends on Twitter. If you want to discuss wrestling news with me, that's what it's going to be. I will schedule a weekly, like every week I will have someone new to discuss the world of wrestling with, not necessarily reviews, but just different topics, and go back and forth on how they feel about it. So if you're listening to this and you're interested in having a session with me, hit me up on Twitter at Ellen Japanese, LINJAPANESE, or PJTW Central. And Terrence. Speaking of Terrence, he stood us up again.
I know, no show.
I'm sick of burying this guy. He's beyond burial right now. Clemson sucks.
Yeah, well, they usually do. They usually do suck.
You're not going to stand us up anymore, man. I'm serious. We're going to come to your house next time and do this. We're going to be all up in your crock pot, man. Yeah, so without further ado, I mean, is there anything you guys want to like open up and talk about, or like anything significant, or you want to go right into the Raw review?
Not that I know of. I've been I haven't catched the New Japan show yet. I haven't catched any kind of.
I haven't seen it either. I've been meaning
Y'all guys are late.
I got it downloaded at the place right now, but I just haven't watched it. I got school, work, get caught up on everything.
Excuses.
I heard it's been really good. It was really good.
You think?
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
You've seen it?
No, I've seen it. Hell yeah, I saw it. I saw it like I actually sent you a text message saying that I was watching it.
I don't know what to say. I saw your Snapchat. Saw it.
Yeah, and I think I even sent you a tweet saying that, like, I put you in a tweet that I was watching it.
Well, I appreciate the love, but
you need to step your game up.
I know. I've been watching a little bit of Lucha though. I love what they're doing over there.
Yesterday, I finally watched the first episode of season 2 with the Aztec Warfare, and they finally crowned their first. Because before in Lucha Underground, they just had the money thing, and now they finally have a belt. They have a belt, and it was like a 20-person. They call it Aztec Warfare. It had a Royal Rumble sense, but you won by either pinfall or submission rather than throwing someone over the top rope. And it was just spot fest. But it wasn't like PWG spot fest. It was Lucha spot fest. So it was fucking beautiful stuff. Like there's this one spot, I have some stuff I posted online.
It was on Instagram, right?
Yeah, like on Instagram.
That was really dope.
Oh man, there was like a one spot where Miro Mortez, his old lady tried to like distract Puma, and so, and I think there's this one moment where like Johnny Mundo just sort of like he's about to jump off the turnbuckle to kick Murtez, but his old lady's standing up there and she catches a hella fucking kick to the back of her head and just like took one of the best bumps.
Oh yeah, you posted that.
Yeah, I ever see. Like she took that bump better than most WWE stars. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the one interesting. I was gonna say the one cool thing because I'm not for domestic violence or anything.
It's wrestling,
but it's really interesting how with the mixed tags, like how WWE, WCW, whatever, they never would really wrestle each other.
Yeah, they don't cross that boundary. They have before when you had fucking Stone Cold and Triple H going to work on fucking Lita with chairs. She took like 30 shots in that shit. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
It was basically, what were they called? Ego Trip?
Yeah.
Right?
Trip.
And they went up against the Hardys. And they beat the shit out of the Hardys. Like, right? And then, like, there's a spot where Lita is like, don't hurt him. And she climbs over top of him. And they just go to town on her fucking back.
Wow.
And they give her like 20 chair shots. They just bam, bam, bam. I'm surprised y'all don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
And that's probably one of the only times, because it was Austin's idea. It's like, dude, if we want to get some heat to do this, we got to do this. And Lita stepped up and she fucking, took
the only thing I remember about Ego Trip is that they were just real short, because then Triple H got the quad tear and then the invasion angle and everything. That's all I remember.
Look it up. It's one of the most brutal things you'll ever see. And that's the world of wrestling to me, because you look at PWG and they have the women that won the cutest couple. The cutest tag team. World's cutest tag team. And like, if you want to sort of draw a line between, which I feel like it would be a total injustice to the woman worker. Like she's in there, she's a legit wrestler, and if you want to pull that whole like you shouldn't hit women thing, I just feel like it's in the world of wrestling for these guys to actually respect her enough to get her in the ring and have her take bumps. I think anyone who sees it as sort of like cross that whole like don't hit women domestic thing, I just feel like it's not doing her any favors.
Right.
Because obviously she's an underdog. I mean, she's a babyface. She's a woman in the ring, in a man's ring. But she's in there. She's fucking doing hurricanranas. She's doing fucking leg slaps and fucking kicks to the stomach. She's dishing it out. So she'd be able to take it on her own. And Aztec Warfare, they had like 3 women. They had Sexy Star. They had what was the other? Sexy Star. I cannot think of her name. And she was a participant in it. They had their little midget guy in there. They had a cross-dresser in there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty. All that stuff is real popular in Mexico. Like midgets, cross-dressers, all that stuff.
He
That's
took
like
a
divisions.
Wow.
Yeah, he took a and that guy, the cross-dresser, hella baby face. He came in and motherfuckers went crazy over that guy.
Wow.
And he's in there like just. He's flying around and doing stuff, and he's playing up to the fact that he's attracted to men and stuff, and like, but it's fun. It's not like grotesque or
It's
anything.
like Goldust back in the day.
Yeah, it's like Goldust, but like Goldust wasn't so. It's not like he said, "Oh, I like men." This guy's like, "I'm happy to be here with such pretty men," and he's trying to kiss them in the ring.
Right.
And the midget, he caught a hella clothesline from the fuck is his name? The big black dude. Big Rick is what he is in.
Is that not Ezekiel Jackson?
It's Ezekiel Jackson.
Yeah.
Like this little dude, he's face to face with Ezekiel Jackson, and he's like, "Bring it!" Ezekiel just, bam, just catching him with an arm, destroys him on the spot.
I gotta watch it.
I guess it's kind of like what Rey Mysterio used to catch versus the NWO back in the day.
Get lawn darted.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he got lawn darted, but he wasn't a midget though. You know what I'm saying? Like he was actually a man. He was just a short man.
Right.
He was world heavyweight champion at one point.
Very true.
But I think even Sexy Star, I think she even catches a chair shot to the head in that.
And that
Aztec Warfare. I mean, it was. I just think it builds suspense, and I'm glad that like that promotion itself is not afraid.
Sure.
And they have enough respect for their divas or women workers to not have. Okay, the guys get heat on hitting them, but for the most part, it's more or less because they're baby-faced women, not because they're just women.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And what I really like about them too is it's kind of like they're pushing the boundaries of what we know of professional wrestling.
Well, they're not pushing the boundaries in American standards. I mean, Lucha Underground. I mean, Lucha style has been around for a long time, and it's like, well, I went back and forth with someone on Twitter yesterday about it was that one spot where the guy goes off the ropes and he propels him, he flips him and drops him in a power bomb.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
right. Really, and I'm like, I've never seen that before. And the guy was like, 'Cause obviously you don't watch Lucha, and I was like, I don't. I mean, Lucha Underground is probably is my
exposure.
Exposure. To
well, my first experience to it, and we going back and we said because of the language barrier. I was like, I'll be honest, it is because of the language barrier. The same reason why people don't watch New Japan.
Yeah, because
of the language barrier. But if Lucha Underground is going to be that sort of launching pad for me to get more interested in AAA and other Lucha style pure Lucha. There's other people like me out there, and thank God for Wrestle Kingdom 9 and the commentary from Jim Ross. And
I was going to ask you about that. How did Jim Ross do?
I mean, it took him a while. I mean, you could tell that he wasn't into a lot of, because he's open about like his dislike for a lot of that indie style wrestling. He doesn't like it. Yeah. So calling it was just sort of like, you could tell he was interested in the first like 3 matches. He just wasn't.
Right.
He's not a fan of the Young Bucks. He's not a fan of that style. He really likes
Lucha.
Red Dragon. He loves Red Dragon.
Yeah, he was on the Colt Cabana podcast saying like it's impossible to call some of that stuff in the indies because it's too quick. Like they can't. Like by the time you say the name of the move, there's like already 3 done.
He likes the storytelling in the ring, and there's not much storytelling when it comes to indie style wrestling when you're like jumping around and flying and shit. And he was the guy at NXT because when he was down at NXT, he was basically showing these guys the ropes to slow down. So it's like give the commentator the liberty to call the match. And that's what it really boils down to.
Sure.
And when you got a great like him telling you, like JR telling you, yo, slow down, you better slow the fuck down.
Right.
So like by the midway, you could see him sort of picking up, and by the time he got to the Okada match, he was on.
So he's there, okay.
He was on. Okay. Selling that drop kick from Okada, like he was just like talking about that drop kick from. You still haven't seen it yet?
No, I've seen it.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't see Wrestle Kingdom.
No, I haven't seen the New Japan television show that they made.
Oh,
I watched Wrestle Kingdom twice.
Oh, the
I rewatched it today,
Access?
Yeah, the Access TV. I have that downloaded. I've seen Wrestle Kingdom.
So I'm the only one who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Well, I go to his website. They have some stuff. I was watching some shit the other night. I think it was a lucha. It was a lucha themed New Japan. It was a lucha themed New Japan show.
Mm-hmm. I know they do a lot of work with I think it's CMLL down there, but I'm not sure.
What is CMLL?
CMLL is like it was the biggest company in Mexico, but now AAA is kind of taken over.
Talking about New Japan, and it's kind of sidebar, but it kind of reminds me the NWO came from there. But I saw some stuff on Twitter today about how it's being rumored that Kevin Nash might be a part of the Hall of Fame class this year. You know, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't care about Kevin Nash.
I
mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. I just think that any time that Kevin Nash is in discussion, he put himself in that discussion. He's somehow putting himself in that discussion. He's leaking it out on Twitter. He's talking about it on Facebook. He's doing shoots on interviews because he's a walking work. And I just get I'm sick. Shut up, Kevin Nash. Let someone let some people talk for you rather than you talk for yourself.
Sure,
that's definitely true. And he was never really that good in ring, but I do think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame just because he did have a title run. And then he made the switch, which kicked off the most infamous time period in wrestling history.
But I think the Outsiders and the NWO should go in before him as an individual wrestler, because his significance isn't with Diesel. His significance is with WCW and the Outsiders and him and Kevin Nash.
I would say
but he had the title for a year though.
That don't mean nothing.
They put Razor in there, and Razor didn't even have the world title. He was an Intercontinental title guy.
But he was still one of the coolest guys on that roster. Now, depending on their position.
But Diesel had the title, and they put Razor in as Razor Ramon last year.
You know how many people who has had the title isn't in the Hall of Fame yet?
Yes, that would be even more reason for someone who has a title just to already get in there, like Diesel.
Not first ballot. I mean, I see. I'm not saying that you're wrong for thinking that. I'm just saying, in my eyes, his only significance is the angle of him and Hall going in as outsiders. It was something in America that hadn't been done before. I mean, we all know the story. It was Kevin Bischoff. Bischoff found out about what was happening over in New Japan and that little thing that was going on to TakeOver, and he just repeated it. And you got two guys, and Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, that people knew as Razor and Diesel. We knew them as that. But when they showed up, and I remember as a kid, and the first time I saw that episode where they walked in, I was like, this is weird. The fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right? And the first three episodes, was just, they were madness because I was confused. I'm just like, wait a minute, aren't they WWE guys? It's almost like, back in the day when Pepsi and Coke commercials, they would never say each other's brand. They'd be like, well, the other guys. Yeah. And then at some point they would just say, fuck it, we're better than Coke. We're better than Pepsi. Yeah. So this situation right here was the first time the acknowledgement of the other promotion and it was the first time it had ever been acknowledged.
Yeah.
So I guess this is kind of because Razor was the star of the Outsiders pretty much. I guess it's pretty much the reason why he is in the Hall of Fame currently.
Who? Razor?
Razor, yeah.
Well, they didn't.
Razor's in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, last year as Razor Ramon, not Scott Hall.
Yeah, you're right. So
I was saying this year would be perfect to put Diesel, and then Hulk Hogan's already in there. So then after that you put NWO, much like you did with Ric Flair, and then you put the Horsemen in.
Maybe because I'm just not a Diesel fan. Maybe because I'm not just a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, and maybe it's biased. I hate to sound biased, but and even now in that whole CM Punk Triple H thing, and he fucking showed up right where Punk was really, really hot. Yeah. And we were waiting for that match between him and Triple H.
They kind of alluded to him just doing that just to fuck with Punk too. He came back out of retirement, had that one match, and then he went away again. So.
That fucking and which I would say one of the worst, can go down in history, one of the worst matches ever.
It was a pretty bad match.
It was him and Triple H.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Horrible.
In the cell match, yeah.
It was bad.
a pretty bad match. And now that you're talking about it, like the only significant individual performance outside of his WWF title reign that I remember is when he, as an individual, would be when he took the for Hulk Hogan. He laid down for him.
Oh, the finger poking dude.
The finger poking.
Yeah.
That's the only moment in the rest of his individual wrestling career that I really remember. It really comes to mind.
I just don't care about him. Even as Diesel, I was like, this guy's lame. Where's his charisma? Where's anything about this guy? He's just a big lug.
As a kid, I really loved him, though. I think it was his music.
But I was also a WCW guy growing up, too. So I was watching what was happening with Nitro, and when they brought in like Dean Malenko and Chris Jericho and like Eddie Guerrero. I was watching all that shit. Perry Saturn, like
that was later on.
Later on, I mean, but even then, I was watching, I guess, Dustin Rhodes, and I was watching like Sting, and I was watching like I grew up strictly a WCW guy. My aunt was a WWE girl and woman, and anytime I got to watch that stuff is because I was over at my aunt's house.
I'm curious. So why was it that you were strictly a WCW guy?
Because I thought it was too flashy. I thought it was like over the top. I like the rawness of Crockett because I grew up watching Crockett, like Crockett Promotion. Then that became NWA, and then became WCW. I just grew up watching the Minnesota Wrecking Crew and Magna TA and Nikita Koloff. Like that was my shit, and it was just raw. Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, like it was raw. It was wrestling. It wasn't so big and glamorous and over the top and cartoony, and that kept me away from being that much of a fan of WWE. But I love the Ultimate Warrior. I like the Honky Tonk Man. Well, I hated the Honky.
He wasn't a very
he got heat. I enjoy. I wasn't a Hulkamaniac, but I did like Razor Ramon.
I think Hulk Hogan's one of the most overrated wrestlers of all
time. No,
I
don't think so. I think he's
just the right place, right time.
Greatest.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into this review.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
We're 20 minutes in. So, this week's Raw, the go-home show from Raw, was from Dallas, Texas. And it was the Raw reunion show.
It was.
They're bringing out the heavy boys, the big boys. They brought out, they had already promoted that it was going to be a Legends, but Hogan, Brett,
Shawn Michaels.
I was like Brett Michaels. Shawn Michaels,
Ric Flair,
Hulk Hogan. I think they put Scott Hall out.
Scott Hall. They put Scott and Diesel on there on the promotion, and
yeah, they did. They had a Kevin Nash at the last.
Yeah, because he was going through that bullshit.
What BS?
Oh, yeah, he just got arrested. Like some kind of.
We had charges. It was like a domestic violence dispute that he was going with, and it finally dropped the charges.
Oh, okay.
And since the charges were dropped, he was eligible to get back on.
I know he had some.
He was unsuspended.
His son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his son and his wife.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very bad stuff. Very bad stuff. And then we saw what happened. And we'll definitely get there, but I guess we were in for a really, really big night. So you go ahead and kick it off. I feel like I'm talking.
Brock and Paul Heyman came out. Paul was about to talk, and then he just got interrupted by Brock, just wanted to cut straight to the point. I think he said, Seth Rollins, get your ass out here, boy. You know, just like kind of right to the point. And the whole authority comes out, and like Seth ends up on the screen, pretty much kind of, you know, building suspense with that, and then you know, they kind of come out for a while, not really saying anything.
Well, Triple H comes out first, and he reminds Lesnar that, you know, because he's trying to keep the peace between it all. And hey, I think it's so awesome I love when Brock Lesnar grabs the mic. Everyone wants to shit on Brock Lesnar for like him shooting, or when he grabs the mic he starts to talk. But like, you know what? This is what they should be doing with fucking
Reigns.
Yeah. This is what they should be doing with Reigns.
Yeah.
I'm here to fight. Get your ass out here, boy. Babyface pop. He got a pop. It's like, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. You're a badass.
Yeah.
But Triple H goes out there and he reminds him, like, okay, you have to take in consideration. I know he's curb stomped you, but you suplexed him first. he had to remind him that he suplexed him first, and he had to basically calm the waters and play or whatever. And that's when
Steph came out.
Yeah, with Big Show Kane and Kane, and then Rollins finally appears on the Titantron. He gives a pretty sweet promo. He's actually doing really well.
Mm-hmm. Seth Rollins is doing.
And then he's talking to Cena, and he says, "Put your leg between your legs."
Oh yeah, Cena comes out. He slips up a little bit. Rollins.
Yeah, just that one little thing. He was going great.
Cena calls him on it too.
He does, dude.
It's,
yeah,
I don't know. It's rare that they call each other a slip up. Normally they just like let it go, but I don't know. It's
kind of like
fun.
Hulk Hogan with the
Silver Dome.
The Silver Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this segment of Raw is actually probably one of my favorite. One of them. I really found myself becoming more and more of a Brock Lesnar fan as in the coming weeks. You know, I really like the way that he kind of, you know, like he was looking for blood the entire episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but this was the thing, and this is the fucked up part about the booking of this, is that he should not turn. He should not be turning. He should not have issues. They booked Seth to attack him, I guess, to legitimize his place in the triple threat, which I think is cool. Mm. But we don't need him turning face. We just need him to be Brock.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, if Seth Rollins, who is the biggest heel in the company right now, is all of a sudden feuded with Brock Lesnar, who's like this bona fide badass,
right?
The crowd is just going to get behind Brock Lesnar in this more than anyone on the roster, which is so unfair. Because if we're talking about him retaining and going to WrestleMania, and we're talking about Bryan winning, it's like, oh man, we don't need this to happen. We don't need the ultimate babyface versus the ultimate fighting champion babyface.
Or like Brock could beat Cena and then Rollins cashes it in and rolls, or Cena could beat Brock, then Rollins cashes it in at the end. Like they could lose the match and then have Rollins cash in and then have Bryan Rollins a Mania.
Lesnar has to retain. The idea is to get the belt on, to get the belt on Bryan, because he never lost it in the first place. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a paper champion.
Right.
And
sure.
Well, you can get it on him by beating Brock or Rollins or Cena.
I mean, because originally the plan was for Brock and Reigns, right?
Yes.
Originally, before.
I mean, no one said nothing's different here.
Yeah, I guess until Reigns started shitting the bed, pretty much over the past couple of weeks.
Well, as soon as Kevin Dunn and
Well, you guys are missing the big story though.
Go for it.
What's that?
New shirt, Panther colors, Cena.
I saw that. Someone posted that like a couple of days before, and it just looked so corny. I was like, that couldn't possibly be his shirt. Yeah. And he came out of that motherfucker. It was like a comic strip on his shirt. Like, what the fuck is that?
I hate Cena, man.
Yeah.
I really hope he turns it up.
I don't hate Cena. He just annoys me. He annoys the living shit out of me with how he's being booked. That he has no control over that stuff. Mm-hmm. This is all what they decide for him to do, and I can't hold it against him. The fact that he loses like dudes' jobs, and then the next week he shows up and he's fucking like jumping for joy and trying to get hype. It's like, no, that's not how this works.
Right.
That was the main point of the segment too, by the way, is that Triple H said that John Cena has a chance to win the jobs back of Ziggler and Rowan and Ryback, and then it was like you had to vote on the app. That was kind of what they said.
And that was like, and this is the conversation we had last week, and even what I had with Nathan was like, how did he get these guys back? I mean, this is the way they get them back, and I just go like, well, let's redo this. We did this last week. Let's redo this. Basically, let's just press the reset button like last week never happened.
Right. True.
I guess this way at least they're gonna have big pops for the Rumble, unless they bring him out on SmackDown.
I don't see it for Rowan. I mean, his battle with the Big Show, he should have went over, and that's the bottom line. Yeah. Because he was actually getting babyface pops.
But Ryback and Ziggler, I can definitely see, especially taking away for 2 or 3 weeks. You know?
I mean, I understand that, but I think, Ziggler is much of an outlier to being a babyface than say Bryan. I mean, people love Ziggler, and regardless if he's on TV or not off TV, people are just going to always root for Ziggler. Ryback, his reboot is pretty cool. The fact that he got to tell his story, I think he's going to be all right too. The feed me more gimmick, no more Goldberg chants, shit like that. You know, I think he's going to be okay. But Rowan, that poor guy, he should have went over. He should have went over to Big Show. That's it. And now it's like he's going to be one of the duds to me.
I mean, I guess at this point.
Have you listened to him come out? Have you listened to whenever that music strikes?
He's not really that good in the ring, so
He's gotten better.
I wouldn't be that excited to watch him, live or whatever.
When he comes out, it's not gonna be a pop.
And Luke Harper kind of.
I feel like it's gonna be the same amount of pop he get for Diego from the fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
I
it was going to work, but I think maybe that's what they were going for, is just like maybe, bringing guys back just to bring them out at the Rumble.
Well, he's only been in one feud, and that was against the Big Show, and he didn't go over. And this match, that segment lasted 25 minutes. I was like, that's a whole show. A regular show is 30 minutes long, 22 minutes long.
Yeah, that was the whole show, yeah.
It was a whole show with no breaks.
Sure.
In the first match, though, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. It's good to see Daniel Bryan back. I mean, he's just as over as ever. What'd you guys think of the match?
It's okay. Okay, it had its moments. I think my thoughts about the entire thing is how they're mismanaging Bray. Because last year this time.
Mismanaging?
Yeah.
Right now?
Well, just like period. Like last year this time, he was kind of being positioned as being one of the next guys. They
couldn't win a match. Yeah, they were in the right back treatment.
Yeah. And he's still kind of in that position now.
Not anymore. Not with a clean victory over Ambrose. Not with and not with this shit. I mean, they're prepping him up. They're prepping his ass up to, because the last time Wyatt and Bryan fought was last year at the Rumble.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I know they're doing that, but he seems a lot colder now than ever before.
Sure.
Yeah, he just seems like another guy now.
He does, completely.
They're building him up for Undertaker, man. And he's going to be getting a lot of wins. And I wouldn't be surprised that he's probably one of the last guys standing in the Final Four, at least the Final Two in the Royal Rumble. And then he's going to go on and face some other people, and he's going to go over on them.
Didn't Shawn Michaels?
Technical difficulty, but what were we?
Right back. No, I guess we were just saying about how, talking about Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt and Shawn Michaels saying that he was going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, we'll get to the Legends panel, but then the storyline of the Daniel Bryan match was Kane comes out, distracts him pretty much, and then after the match he rolls him up for the pin. Or after the match, Kane attacks him.
Two things about the match that I've noticed is that you could tell that because of what the condition that Bryan had, he's lost a considerable lot of muscle mass. He looks like, because when he won the title, he was jacked. When he first came in with NXT versus say when he won the title, I mean, it's like two different people. I mean, outside the beard, I mean, he got jacked. He got swole. He had to actually give up the vegan shit. He had to start eating meat again, and it looks like he looked like a smaller version of Brock Lesnar versus say when Brock is swole, he's swole. But the Brock that we've been seeing has been less of a Brock, not as muscle mass.
Right.
And I imagine that has a lot to do with him still dealing with that post surgery and how he can't really hit the weights like he want to and be physical. And the same with Bryan. He hasn't ever been in the weight room. He hasn't been able to really condition his body the way he should. So he's he still has the frame, but you can tell that he's a little more deflated. That's the key word over the past fucking 3 days. Deflated. And I'm sitting here watching this match, I guess anxiety, like just on edge, because Bray didn't pull no punches. It was a pretty stiff match. I mean, he was pretty brutal to him. And each time I was watching, I was like, kind of scared.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's how this was booked.
Yeah, it was. I mean, because they were booking it as if with his neck, because he was holding his neck.
Yeah, man. And I was just like, I mean, it wasn't like just him like taking punches and body slams. I mean, it was like a no holds barred match where he's like slamming his ass into the fucking barricade and into the steel stairs and like just dropping him on his head and like buckle bombs and like kicks to the head and shit. I was just like, oh my god, this is scary. This is actually really, really, really scary. And regardless if Kane distracted or not, they still had him lose. And I was so happy because I'm like, oh, remember folks, he is the underdog.
Right.
He just got cleared to wrestle again, folks. You can't expect him to be in full form win mode, and then also his babyface underdog persona is out the window.
What? I don't know. I don't think he should be wrestling at all until Rumble. I think they just ruined a pop that they should have brought him out of Rumble, not having him wrestle on SmackDown, or especially against Kane.
Well, Kane did the same exact thing. He roughed him up real good, and I think this is like a test.
He beat Batista and Randy Orton. He should beat Bray and Kane.
Not after being out of action for fucking 10 months.
True.
It just doesn't make sense. He shouldn't beat them.
Anytime they just ruined, it would have been a special thing to see him come out at the Rumble. Seeing him on SmackDown and then now on Raw and then on SmackDown again, it's kind of depletes him. Even though he's losing, it like brings him down to bring him up.
But he is the underdog. It's like you can't expect too much from a guy who just who's been out of action for 10 months. And regardless, it just makes sense to me. The fact that he lost. A, you want to build Bray up, get heat on him as one of your top heels, and B, reiterate the fact that it's going to take some ring rust is there, and it's going to be a rough road back to the top for Daniel Bryan.
Well, but
deservingly.
There was no heat, but there's no heat on Bray at that match.
Oh boy, there's heat.
On Bray, no. Kane came out, Kane distracted him, and then Kane took Bray's heat away because he attacked Bryan afterwards. So all the heat was on Kane, all the heat's on the SmackDown match. Bray was an afterthought. Bray might as well have been Fandango or somebody, just a heel that was there to get distracted.
He pinned him.
From the distraction.
He still got the pin. And there was a lot of people complaining about how he lost versus how Kane came in.
Yeah, so it's either Daniel lost, Kane came in. No one talks about Bray. How did he get heat?
I guarantee when he shows up next, he's gonna be that guy to beat Bryan cheating. I thought it was brilliant. And as for they gotta sell the network. They gotta sell the Rumble. And if there's speculation that Bryan may be there or not be there, it's not going to help them. No, they got to get him out there, and plus he has to get his ring rust off.
They announced him on the Rumble, and then they announced that he would be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So you can announce that he will be on the Royal Rumble, and that's how you would get people to watch the Rumble, because it would be the first time they could see Bryan instead of on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, but he wants to be on Sci-Fi. That's the whole discussion now, that he wants to be the flagship for SmackDown, and that he wants to help SmackDown be as legitimate. He wants to beat Raw. That's his whole thing.
Oh, and that's
that's the beauty about Daniel Bryan right now, is that like he says what he wants. You know, you get a guy like Cesaro who says, "Hey, everyone's tired of seeing John Cena all the time."
Right.
And he's catching heat for that.
Right.
And Daniel Bryan is like, fuck Raw. Like, I want SmackDown. I don't want to be on Raw. I want to be on SmackDown. And I want to beat Raw's ratings. And that's Vince McMahon's baby.
Right.
You got this guy, a guy that you don't even think would have been successful in your shit, and he's telling you how he wants to do better than your show? That's crazy. Who's the top writer for SmackDown right now?
I think they all the same writers write for both.
Really?
Especially, because there's no brand split or anything like that.
Okay. Because who was it? Greenfield? What's his name? Alex Greenfield. He was the chief writer for SmackDown.
I'm not sure. I just know I know they have more writers than ever, but I'm not sure who's head of anything. I just know, Vince still oversees it.
Okay.
Is Michael Hayes still on the writing?
Yeah. But yeah, like that's But Wyatt wins with Sister Abigail. I totally agree with it. I just totally agree with it. The next is Triple H backstage with Hall, Nash, and HBK, standing uncomfortably close to one another. That's all I can notice.
But I saw your tweet about that, and I rewatched it. I didn't really think so.
They were up on each other like this, son. They were like, it was weird when it was like, why are they standing so uncomfortably close, like fucking best men in a fucking wedding photo. Right.
Was anyone else fooled by Sandow?
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
He just came out and started doing. I was like, oh yeah, there's X-Pac. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then X-Pac comes out, and then I was like,
they do the mime thing, the mirror.
Yeah,
thing.
but when I was like, what the fuck? I mean, it was like a split second of confusion that. I thought X-Pac just came in, and then there's this other guy that's like X-Pac. Oh, that's Miz now. Like it
didn't really click until Miz came on, and then that was the best part to say. I think that should have, I know they had later on the show we'll have New Age Outlaws in the Rumble. Miz and X-Pac would have been probably a pretty good match to put on the opener from Rumble instead of the Usos.
Miz and who?
Miz and X-Pac, just like
X-Pac.
I know X-Pac still does indies, and he wrestled. He wrestled in Mexico 4 or 5 years ago on AAA, like he was on TV.
Yeah. Him and Vince does not want X-Pac on his fucking shows ever again.
Really?
Yeah.
Him on that is all Triple H. That was like, let's get him in this one little segment, and I'll be good with that.
Well, why is that?
Because when he jumped ship to WCW as the 1-2-3 Kid.
He was 6 though. He was 6 in WCW.
Yeah, but he
was 1-2-3 Kid in WWF, and then he went. Then he became 6, but then he came back.
He came back, but then he started fucking up, and that's why they kicked his ass out of DX Army. I mean, and then the sex tape with China, and then he has hepatitis right now. Yeah. He has hep.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely why they don't want him. He's probably never going to wrestle in the WWE again.
Never. I mean, and if you're on the indies and you have to face that guy, you got to be fucking scared for your fucking shit. It's like, no way, I won't get near that guy.
Right.
He's ripped his asshole twice.
And he got that through with the drugs, the hep, I guess. I don't know. I heard him on Steve Austin.
Ain't no telling where you get that shit from. I mean, it may probably happen in a ring or something. Cutting, because that was one of the things. Abdullah the Butcher had help, and he fucked up a lot of wrestlers because of blading.
Yeah, Nigel McGuinness actually got it through another guy who got blading, and then he wrestled. That's why he wasn't in WWE. There's he made a documentary about it.
Yeah, that's some serious shit. So I mean, there's no way in hell that guy's gonna ever get to WWE.
Yeah, I didn't know about all that. Yeah. So yeah, he's probably. I would never have. Suggested, well, if he didn't have Hep C, him and Miz would have been good mid-card feud.
One thing, right, about this, and I was listening to P.W. Church, and one of the guys called in and was like, look, one thing that I wasn't looking forward to have, the Clique basically show back up, is that, you got Triple H playing the role of the heel guy. Yeah. These guys showing up to get babyface pops, but they're chumming it up with Triple H. Which is what the hell? They're not out there telling him that they give him shit about wearing a suit, but they're not giving him shit about how he's treating the roster.
Yeah.
And I just thought that, in hindsight, I go yeah, this motherfucker is right. Why are these babyface guys coming for their babyface pop, all chumming it up on TV with the big, with Triple H, who is the heel of the show. But makes no sense.
But I saw them just really putting the Clique over more than anything.
Yeah. But who cares? Those guys are showing up as babyfaces. They should be actually drilling Triple H for the way he's been. It's, oh yeah, we're friends, but I don't agree with what the fuck you're doing. And none of that happened.
That's true.
It's what kind of show you running around here? I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how that ended.
Right.
Them giggling up, standing close, and one big hug.
Right.
But then, I mean,
I like the joke that Shawn Michaels He was like, I don't come onto your farm to tell you about killing defenseless animals.
Yeah, that was. I don't think that shit even made it to television.
You don't think so?
Nah, that's deep. That's hard. That's harsh.
You can tell, yeah. Sean like kind of looked down, like took a sigh, and then like kind of delivered.
Yeah, and he wrote it off quick. He got it out of there.
Yeah,
like he moved on quickly out of that. That was like, phew, whatever, dude. Like, blah 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 blah. Yeah. They got the hell out of there quick.
Then we had Byron Saxton there to introduce the legends.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Flair was really good when he came out, like making Byron open the ropes for him and everything like that. I want to say he got the best reaction too, even better than Hogan at first.
He was sober for once.
No, he wasn't.
You said he wasn't?
You didn't hear him talk?
He was a little bit clearer.
Flair sober.
Flair sober. That means like a few beers in.
Yeah, oh man.
Man, I can't believe, man, like some of those other segments, there's really people out there saying that he wasn't drunk during those other segments.
He's drunk.
He was drunk as hell, man.
This is the first time is this the debut to the world, Byron
I want to say
Saxton?
like maybe in the ring. I think he might have like held, instead of Renee Young, maybe a few times backstage, and then he's on NXT.
Normally it's Jerry King Lawler that does that spot.
Yeah, but he did a good job. Like I'm not really too impressed by his commentating in matches, but then like hyping up the crowd for this segment. I mean, I guess it was a pretty easy job, but I mean he did.
But this is his debut. I mean, this would be quote unquote his debut to the WWE universe, Raw universe, because he does They took him, moved him up. He was on the pre-show, like he would be with Booker T,
Alex Riley.
That was just Alex Riley, the guy who just retired recently. He cut all his shit off. He has all the tattoos.
Yeah, Corey Graves,
and who was the other guy before? It was Byron Saxton, Booker T, and Alex Riley, and now it's just Alex Riley with two other people.
Oh, I don't know. It changes. There's a few NXT guys that are like pretty bad, I would say. So I don't even bother learning their names. I just want to.
No, I'm just saying, but
Graves,
it's somebody
Corey
else.
Graves, not one of those
Who
guys.
is it? It's not even important. But I just thought it was interesting. I was meaning to ask, like, would this be Byron Saxton? And like, hey, what a debut!
Right.
You're on the same stage as Hulk Hogan, HBK, and fucking Flair. I mean, like, not a bad intro to your like WWE Universe career. I mean,
sure.
That's pretty badass. And he held his own.
He did.
And they asked him who they thought was going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, HBK picked Bray Wyatt. Hogan picked Bryan, and then Flair picked Dean Ambrose. Which,
I guess like they're versions of themselves, essentially. I guess is kind of the way that I interpreted all of that.
Yeah, especially like the Hogan and
Bryan.
Yeah. He's gonna hit his fucking wagon to that wheel like a motherfucker.
I thought it was funny that none of them picked Reigns.
And I thought about that. I go, oh, here's the swerve.
Yeah.
Where it's like they don't want to seem. It was a couple of guys who Big Show ended up showing up.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I thought he cut a great promo, especially bringing up all the stuff about him beating Hogan at Halloween Havoc '95. He didn't bring up the monster trucks they had beforehand. I don't know if did you guys remember?
Yes, I do. It was bad. And there was a step to that actually. Hogan, like, he won the belt. He had to give the belt back the next week because I think it was like a DQ finish sort of thing.
And then he joined the NWO right after that.
I think so. Yeah. So it's just weird you bring that up, but like. That's not how it really.
Well, I think that was in '95, and then like I think it wasn't until like a year later. I think Big Show had the belt for.
No, he had to get the belt up that next week because it was like a flaw in the thing. The belt went right back to Hogan that next week.
But I don't think it was because he was in the NWO.
No, it wasn't because he was in the NWO. I'm saying he joined the NWO later. That's what he was saying. But. It was like he brings it up as if he didn't give it up, which I thought was pretty. In my debut, it's like no, it was actually it was a illegitimate win, but he still talks about it as if it was like a solid win, victory, because it was him and this big mummy.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, that's what that was. That's what match that was. That was and that was Halloween Havoc. You say?
Yeah, it was Halloween Havoc because it was not the Dungeon of Doom. It was like the Kevin Sullivan and. Kamala. It was pretty much all Hogan's buddies. were like put on one faction against him in WCW. Like Bruce Beefcake was a Zodiac. He came out dressed as like a skeleton and everything.
Who, the Mummy? Oh yeah, well the Mummy. And then there's one moment where it's almost like Hogan is being like sexually assaulted by the Mummy in the Big Show. Like, the Mummy just kind of walks up and it's just like, like kind of, but it's almost like a weird like hunching thing going on, and you have the Big Show on the other side. I guess Paul White at that time. And Hogan's in the middle, like, it's like it's just awkward. It's just an awkward moment.
But anyways, Flair steps up. Like the real champion is, starts squaring off on the Big Show, which I thought was hilarious.
And as hilarious as when Shawn Michaels sort of beefed up the Hogan. It's like, you're always trying to get one up on me. You're always messing with me.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought that was kind of interesting.
I thought it was like, it's
some heat between them.
Hogan has heat with everyone at some point. And if you can go back to that match that they did where he flopped everywhere for him, he wouldn't.
I mean, it was like 05, SummerSlam 05.
I watched that. That was a terrible match.
No, well, it was by design. It was because just like with Jeff Jarrett, that happened. What was that?
Hogan's last match in WCW.
That's what that was, where he laid down.
Yeah, he laid down.
Yeah, like I'm going over, brother. I'm going over, brother. Yeah. And HBK's like, look, dude, like it's about us, man. I mean, you can still look strong, but I'm going over. And Hogan's like, no, I'm not going over. I'm not going under. I mean, I'm not doing the job. So, as a protest, he just oversells everything. He decides to oversell everything as a protest.
Yeah, because I don't know. Did you see like the boot to the face where he went down and stood right back up and walked around a little bit and
fell down? Yeah. I think there's even one like clothesline where he like goes into the turnbuckle, does a flip.
He does. He does.
Stands up on it and falls down. He stands back up and like jumps on the barricade. Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And he just kind of bucks up and like, you always trying to get all over me. Like, I'm not gonna have it. It ends up getting calmed down as sort of like a shtick.
Sure.
But
because that's one thing. Like there seemed like to be a little bit of tension between Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan. Not so much Ric Flair and Hulk because they probably have some type of
both of those guys have their share of fucking heat on each other, Flair and Hogan, because they're fucking egotistical bastards. And HBK in his own right is egotistical. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And how he threw fucking Bret Hart under the bus for that fucking like the
screw job.
Yeah, the screw job, and he's over there. He's like, "Hey man, were you part of this, man?"
Right.
I swear to God, man. I swear to God, I wasn't part of that, man. I swear to God, man. And he was totally in it.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to face the music because he knew Bret Hart was probably gonna kick his ass, like legitimately kill him.
He only had to stall for a night. He knew he was leaving for WCW. He was like, no, I swear, man, I don't know what was going on.
I just found it odd, which I find like weird because he's such an uber Christian. He's still.
Well, he wasn't a Sting was born again.
Was Sting and Sting, Lex Luger, Sting, Lex Luger, and HBK, they do these Christian wrestling tours.
Really?
Together. Yeah. They're in the ring together, and
I thought Lex Luger was paralyzed.
Who?
I thought Lex Luger was paralyzed.
No, I mean he's part of it. He's not wrestling, but he's.
They just go to churches and things, and they do it's like little storylines.
Yeah, and it is involved in the ring, and and it's like, I remember watching one. It was like Bret Hart versus Sting, and sort of this thing, but it ended up being this story about how. I guess Sting.
Yeah, Sting always it's like real, just saves them from their sins.
Yeah.
Does a little sermon.
Yeah, and
it was on TV like 10 years ago. There was like a few of them on TV as like infomercials and stuff.
Yeah, and as much as he's like this super uber Christian guy right now, all I can think about is him lying like hell. How he would swear to God that he was no part of the screw job.
Yeah.
I go like, God damn, man. Yeah. No pun intended.
But that's really in like his I guess like his egotistical ways. I guess it was like when his career ended the first time after the Stone Cold match. I think like he was like at his lowest of lows, from what I understand. Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels.
Well, he was hurt.
Back, yeah.
And it was time for Stone Cold Steve Austin to take the ball.
Sure.
That's all that was, and that's when DX Army started.
There's rumors that apparently, like, if like Shawn Michaels talked about like how he was gonna like walk out, and how like Taker and a few other guys were like standing right there at the back of the ramp in case that were to happen.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Wow.
There's like one spot at the beginning of that match where if you see they like wrestle down toward like where like the band was playing, because like the DX band played him in. They wrestle, and then like Shawn Michaels goes back, and I've always wondered if he like goes back, and they were all standing there, and he like kind of.
I'd imagine that was the case.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that was the case. Like, and Undertaker seems like he is the heavy hand for Vince.
Sure.
What was it you telling me about? Like this one match that he had with the Hardy Brothers, and where he just goes in and just legitimately whoops their ass.
It was on Raw that him and Jeff Hardy actually had it was a ladder match, and he beats the fuck out of Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. So you step out alive, you know, like Undertaker
you
just
want
like
to smoke the devil's grass, boy.
I love it. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool because you look at Hogan, he can't take a bump.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels just refuses to fight again. He has no interest in fighting.
Yeah.
So like Flair had to step up.
I just thought it was funny, like Flair punches him a few times in the face and then just turns around to strut like as if he thought he knocked out the Big Show.
Yeah, but that's Flair. I mean, he had to go out like a chump, like you know, and not necessarily a chump, but like he had to ham it up. He had to hot dog,
Right.
And you know, just like any other hot dog, you don't just get a punch in the face.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he sold it like a champ.
Yeah, I didn't really even feel that bad for Flair though. I just thought it was like hilarious because he just started punching him. You know, it was like all right.
But he knew, but he had to go down the man. That's the thing. That's all that mattered. He don't care if he got punched.
Yeah.
Right.
But he was gonna step up. He fucking punches him. He throws him like hits. Woo. Then he flares it up, man. I thought it was that was beautiful.
I mean, the entire segment, he was kind of building up to that moment too. I don't know if you noticed that he was like leaning back on the ropes back.
Yeah, he was. He was like, yep. I gotta go to this motherfucker, this young buck's ass right here. And and there's fucking HBK and Hogan standing there like fucking like.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
So boom, and then
Roman comes up, saves him.
Yeah.
What the hell? So yeah.
And then we had Cena in the back, and they were talking about like the poll. They introduced the poll, and it was the crowd picked for there to be the main event, and it was 85%. And they were going to announce the who Cena was going to be facing in a few segments to come. Cena's not scared. Basic Cena promo.
Did they change it up? Because at first when they was like, I felt like when they were introducing that step of him getting the guy's jobs back, they didn't really know what was going on. Like we're gonna choose it by the people, and then I don't remember there being a stipulation to him fighting to defend it or not. I don't remember any of that stuff. Yeah, it wasn't clear at all
the whole time.
Yeah, I just felt like they were writing on the spot.
I figured I just knew something the whole time, but I was like, now that you mention it, it was kind of unclear what Triple H was talking about. But
I watched that segment again. It was still unclear.
Oh, Renee Young has new hair.
Man, nice little bob.
She's hot, dude.
Yeah, Renee, young flourisher.
So what? So and then she says, "Well, how do you feel about?" They always French tickling the heel turn. So how do you feel about the WWE Universe wanting you to put your number one contendership on the line? Do you think it's the people want you to lose?
Oh yeah.
And then he goes into his spiel about like maybe that's the case, blah 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 blah. And he turns it around to where he's still the babyface, like you know he's turned the other cheek, like I still prevail, but maybe they have a point. Maybe I need to step it up. Maybe I do need to do this and do that and do that. But I'm gonna get my friend's job back, and that's the bottom line because Cena said so.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. This guy shows no weakness.
Yeah. Then we had Bad News Barrett, the Intercontinental Champion, versus Dean Ambrose. And of course, Dean Ambrose wins, seeing as Bad News has the belt. That's like what we've been talking about for weeks now. Mm-hmm. There wasn't much to the match. It was an alright match, but
and
what are they doing to Ambrose, man?
Well, right now it's just it's Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon. They are the sole controllers over his bookings right now.
Right.
And I felt like this match was just a little foreshadowing towards him being in the Rumble.
Yeah, that's kind of how I saw it. Just keep him strong to a Rumble.
For 1 week.
Yeah.
I mean, last week he's in a kind of funny skit with the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And then this week he loses. He actually loses to.
I can see
Bray?
Dean.
Was it Bray? Bray beat him.
Yeah, Bray beat him.
I can see him.
But no. That was not the hospital match, but after the hospital match, he faced.
Who faced after that?
Last week he faced someone and he lost. After the psychiatric shit. Oh, it was Rusev. He didn't lose. They called the match because Rusev was just going to his ass. Because he was still selling the bruises from the hospital match prior. So his knee, and he kept stomping his knee, and they called the match on Rusev. And that's when who stepped up to Rusev?
Tonight?
R-Truth?
Was it? No. Someone came out for the save. Was it Reigns? It was somebody random.
Not sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But he made him like a punk there, and then he's getting shoved off into an ambulance. Then he's getting stomped out by Rusev, and now all of a sudden he's putting a fucking stupid psychiatric skit that ended really weird, and then he fucking beats Wade Barrett, who's in itself has a head of steam on him too. And it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they position these people going into Mania.
Well, it all starts with the Rumble.
Yeah, true.
If you end up, the future of the WWE and its bookings boils down to the last 4 guys.
Yeah.
Last year, Bo Dallas was one of the final 4. Actually, he was the final guy that got put out by Batista.
Very true.
Because he kind of
he's lucky if he's in it this year.
He almost, but that's one of the. I was watching Wrestle Talk TV, and the 2 surprises. I don't know if you guys care to hear it, but the return of Bo Dallas is going to be the surprise entry, and then Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, Diamond Dallas Page.
Hey, who's my boy?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I don't see one higher than the other. DDP, Booker T, and fucking Dustin Rhodes.
Wow.
Those are my 3 favorites.
You are a
Dustin.
WWE guy.
I love Dustin Rhodes. I think he's probably one of the best.
Well, he's a good wrestler.
I mean, at his size, it was unheard of. When he was down in Crockett, he was like the ultimate babyface. He was like Hogan for Crockett. Like the big, tall blonde, and his dad was Dusty Rhodes. Man, he was whooping everyone's ass.
Sure.
And he's like this high flyer. He's like 6'7".
Yeah.
Doing lucha moves. Even then.
He was killing the game as Goldust, too. I
never liked the Goldust thing. I mean, I fell into it because I kind of have no choice but to deal with Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes today is in there killing the ring. He's in there destroying the ring.
Yeah.
Better than he was when he first came out as Goldust. It's like you would think 20 years never flew by.
Right.
It went in reverse.
Yeah, I'd say he's better now than ever.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. And then we had the next match was New Day, Big E, and Kofi versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Match in ring was probably, I would say, the best in ring of the show. Not storyline wise, I mean they didn't really give him much, but there was some good double team moves and stuff. Of course, like the spin move with the drop kick is probably the best double team move in WWE right now, I would say.
More than J&J's double face stomp.
That was unfortunately that was only one time.
Oh God!
But this move is like the finisher, so.
I have my what's the word? I have my to that move because I just want to see the swing. They don't need to combine the swing into something that stops it.
And did you see Cesaro? He had him up and then he tagged Tyson Kidd while he still had Kofi in the suplex.
This motherfucker wakes up whenever we're talking about Kidd and Cesaro. He wakes up.
But did you see that? He tags him. Tyson Kidd looks at his watch because he's still holding him up with one arm. Yes. That was so sick. And then he does a doomsday device type. Dude, they need to have the belts. They need. I don't know. Fuck the dissension. It's all about Tyson Kidd, Cesaro. Best tag team.
This guy wakes up whenever we talk about fucking Kid, and then more so Kid. I think now the icing on the cake is now he teamed up with Cesaro.
Yeah.
This guy just woke up right then.
That's a good. They got the power, the strength, man. That's.
WWE doesn't know what they're doing with the tag.
Peter and Mark talks wrestling here, buddy. He turns straight Mark. He gets all glowy. He starts to glow.
Kofi had a good move too, where he like drop kicked Tyson Kidd off the ropes and then did the roll up, the finisher.
Mm-hmm.
That was never seen that done before.
I thought, which I thought was weird, was the actual promo of the New Day coming in, and Xavier Wood, and he was like, people ask why we so positive. Why we so positive? Because we don't want to unleash the rage.
Yeah.
If we want to unleash the rage, we put the entire roster in the hospital. And y'all don't want to see that happen, do you? And we don't want that to happen, do you? And I just thought it was funny. It was funny, but I was like, why do they have to give this sort of, because I guess it boils back down to when JBL and Kofi Kingston, when he was at ringside being annoying, and he's like, what y'all up to? I don't trust this happy, positive thing. What you got hiding? What you got? And he's still doing that stick on them. I just don't trust them. I think they're up to something. And he spits, but it just, because if we let loose the rage, we're gonna take out the entire WWE roster and put them in the hospital.
Yeah.
And y'all don't want that. I just thought that was funny.
It kind of reminds me of Pulp Fiction, like kind of in the dialogue. Y'all don't want that sort of thing to happen.
Yeah, but it's almost putting themselves over. He's putting themselves up to be these badasses, so they're like restricting themselves from being even more badass because But I guess something else I wanted to point out was. New Day, I think, has an opportunity to reluctantly get over because people do respond. You got some guys out there who are just like, whatever. But then you got some people who are just like, hey, these guys are actually fun. And I feel like if this whole sort of backlash, like the Funkasaurus, when he first got on, he wasn't supposed to get over as big as he was. And when he started to get over, they took him off TV.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel this happening. I feel this happen. This is going to happen because the new, he's a New Day. You hear it, New Day. And it's like no different than ooh and so, ooh so, or we the people.
Yeah.
That's all Jack Swagger got right now.
Right.
It be crickets, and then he just we the people. But people aren't behind him because he's not really that.
Dynamic.
Yeah, in the ring.
Yeah.
You got Kofi Kingston. You got Big E, who doesn't appear in this match whatsoever, which I thought was pretty weird.
Yeah, they were putting over Kofi big time. But I guess stepping up to the Rumble, I guess he's gonna do one of those elaborate non-exits.
Well, they even told JBL mentions it in the commentary. He's like, "Remember, he took my chair, to get back in the ring." So he's gonna have a spot. He's had so many spots. What else is there for that guy? Because he did this. Because he was on the chair. I think he took what was last year? He jumped.
Yeah.
He did a leap
from the barricade back to the ring.
Yeah. Oh my God!
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's last year's, right?
Yeah, last year.
That's gonna be a tough one to top. And the year before
he went all the way over the turnbuckle, but then his 2 feet were on the steps still. And his hands.
But he did 2 of those fucking things. And the first one was the chair, and then he did that.
Back to back, yeah.
And then the year before that, he's standing on his hands.
Yeah. He's like the Royal Rumble guy.
Yeah.
He's like one of the Royal Rumble.
It's the spot. He has the Royal Rumble spot of the match. How he alludes getting. What would he have to do? I think
maybe New Day helps him or something like that. Maybe incorporates him somehow.
They're gonna have to. If they stick around, I guess if all 3 of them are in the Royal Rumble match.
Well, I think Xavier Woods had a boot on when he came out.
Really?
Yeah. So I think he's probably not gonna be in it.
I didn't even know.
But the New Day they ended up winning, and they were dancing with the Rosebuds.
Which is weird.
Probably can get them some heat with the. Actually, that's the pre-show match, the 6-man tag, New Day and Rose and Cesaro and Kid.
it's just it's too much going on.
Yeah.
It's too much going on there. They need to scale back.
They haven't really explained why Tyson Kidd and Cesaro are teamed up and aligned with Adam Rose. They haven't. It's all just.
It's just random.
Yeah.
It's very random. It's just all of a sudden, like one day, they just came out in the leotards.
Yeah.
And third hour.
Yeah, NWO comes out. It was kind of nice to see them. It's cool to see Scott Hall back. I think he had a really good, he's so good on the mic. X-Pac was good at the mic.
But people don't know who he is. I thought it was pretty weak. You remember when the NWO first came back, and they were kind of like, "Oh, we're good guys." You remember that promo they spit when WCW finally was closed, and we were just waiting for when was the NWO going to show up.
Yeah.
And then they finally show up, and they do a swerve. You're thinking that they were going to kind of go out there and talk shit, but they're like out there kind of tucking their tail between their legs, like, "Oh, we know we're good guys. We're here to make friends. We like the guys in the back." Blah 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 blah. But they hand the fucking microphone over to Hall, and he just goes, "Hey yo," and the place goes bananas. You fast forward like 15 years later, or whatever the fuck, 10 years later, and he does it, and it's almost like crickets. And that kind of made me sad, Well,
I mean, when they did it for Hulk Hogan's birthday, was it this summer?
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty big pop for that.
But where was it?
Where was it? I don't remember where it was.
It had to have been some marked out city like Philadelphia, or like, it had to be like Chicago.
Right.
It had to be one of those, because Dallas is like, and this is one of the things that we were talking about before. Is that in Dallas, they would cheer Cena.
Yeah.
Because they have a tradition down there that you cheer the face. In San Antonio, you cheer the face, you boo the heel. There's no cool heels in the state of
in Texas.
In Texas, there are no cool heels.
Yeah, I mean, the Von Erichs and all the AWA. The World Class is actually on the network. I've been watching a lot of that.
Yeah, man.
There's Ric Flair and I think it's Kevin Von Erich. They have a tag match, and Michael Hayes actually comes in with the run-in.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, if you want to watch like Michael Hayes as like a legit, like when he was good, World Class on the network.
Fabulous Freebirds.
Yeah.
He was really good at the heel promo, like flashy asshole.
Yeah, it was so good that he actually had a few like fans in Texas as a heel, but it took him it was years and years. And I think he's the only one that comes to mind of like fans start to like you because you're such a good heel.
But was he ever babyface?
No, not officially, but he would he just got kind of some cheers.
Yeah, but it was never a turn.
No.
Okay.
No, never.
He's still a heel now.
Yeah.
Asshole, racist, fat fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Henry and him got lots of heat.
He has a lot of heat with everyone.
And I heard he went to someone's funeral before, and they were able to spot him out because he had one of those tuxedos with not a floral, but the.
Puffed up. Yeah.
But this is in the 90s though, so it was really outdated. But of course, Michael Hayes was the one to wear that suit to the funeral.
He still has his mullet.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Well, all right. So.
Well, yeah. Then the Ascension come out, and it's real staged. I forget what they said. There's something.
I do. I remember. I wrote the fucker down, and I just go. It was one of the biggest face palms I ever. He goes. We're built and bred to rip and shred.
He was practicing that in the mirror all day. That's gonna be great.
Because they were going back and forth with just what they do as badasses.
Right.
And he goes, "We're built and bred to rip and shred." And I was like, "This is something straight from the Syphil and Ollie show." You ever watch Syphil and Ollie when they get guys who want to talk shit? That sounded something straight from the Syphil and Ollie show, man. Built and bred to rip and shred.
But then,
oh god,
JBL decides he's tired of that, which we were tired. They were getting booed out the building at this point.
That caught me off guard. that shoot. Like,
yeah, that did.
I find out later that Ron Simmons was scheduled to be there to do an APA reunion.
Yeah, he comes out and
but like he gets up, he's like, I'm sick of this, and it's like, whoa, JBL, I think he's off the hinges right now. Like he's really pissed off, and then he's just like, I'm sick of this. And
he's wearing jeans too. I was like, yo, you know,
I had a black shirt on. I thought he was going to do something like real weird, like have an NWO shirt on or something. But then like he took it off his APA.
No, I knew. Like I caught on later. I caught on later because he wants to represent the old timer, the old things, and this is what Ascension is. They're someone who's disrespecting the old tag teams. But then when you look at it, you see the outsiders in the ring. You see APA show up, and then the Outlaws show up, and you go, man, remember once upon a time when they were actually cool tag teams?
Yeah. I mean, Billy Gunn, man, I was telling Jake, man, he looked really good, like, in the ring.
Well, he takes care of himself, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I remember watching a shoot with them, and this is maybe like 4 years ago, and how they were talking about how they just want to come back, just want to be given another chance to go back to the WWE, and that they wanted another run as tag team champions. But the only thing that happens with them that pisses me off, because they show up as faces and heels, you know, they were part of the Authority.
Yeah, they were heels last year at Mania.
Yeah, and they won the titles this year.
They lost the titles.
What did that mean?
They lost the titles at Mania.
Okay, yeah.
No. Them and Corporate Kane wrestled the Shield at last year's Mania. But there was somewhere in that they did win the tag titles, because Cody did that spot off the cage, and Road Dogg like kind of caught him, like didn't really catch him that much.
Oh no, don't remind me of that. Don't remind me of that. I'm still pissed off at that. I'm still mad at that spot, because that's money. You do that at the money spots.
But I'm okay with New Age Outlaws coming back every year, Mania just being like that one thing that you can kind of look forward to.
Are you going to be face or are you going to be heels? I mean, I'm just saying, you can't just pop. You just can't Alicia Fox them like that. You can't cane them up like that. You'll never know where the fuck these guys are going to be. It's like, okay, are they going to come fuck up? Are they here to actually side with the Ascension right now? You know, are they coming to basically bury them? You know,
sure.
But yeah, it was a
good.
very entertaining thing. But all I could think after they just demolished the Ascension, you know, my first tweet was like, man, they just pulled a rug from under these guys. Like,
they pulled the plug. Yeah.
They didn't give these guys a chance in hell. That's what they got. Like, all I could think was, no chance in hell. That's all. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
They never gave them a chance, even with their attire. You know, it started with that. You know, it was.
I was a fan of the attire. I was a fan. One of the first things I was like, they stand out. I think I like the Ascension. I like what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, you know, once Don Tony or anybody that does a fucking like a popular podcast starts ragging on them, then everyone else just starts ragging on them. And then they, you know, it's like, okay, it's a bad booking to have them talk shit about, you know, Axe and Smash, and you know, and the reason why Axe and Smash doesn't show up, because, you know, they still have an ongoing lawsuit or some bullshit of Demolition owning Demolition. That's why they bring them up, because they still own it.
Well, those Demolition still has like indie dates and stuff.
Yeah, but they'll never show up on WWE television ever again. It's almost like they would bring back like a fake Razor.
It's all funny.
Yeah, they bring like a fake Demolition. I mean, I can see that happening.
The Demolition always seemed to me to be like just a rip-off of the Road Warriors in the first place. So it's kind of funny that this rip-off is over here being like, oh, we got to protect our gimmick. We know. We ripped it off from them.
And yeah, and I just go like, it's bad booking for them to come off and just like do that, and then have the heel commentator go off on the heel tag team, and then have them basically get their asses handed to them by a bunch of old, washed-up fogies. I mean, because it was all the New Age Outlaws that did the work.
Yeah, and JBL right at the end. Yeah,
and he hit him with that clothesline.
That clothesline, that was a retro clothesline from hell too, from JBL.
I mean, coming from JBL, it has no other choice to be retro.
Right. No, but I'm saying, it looked really good.
It looked powerful.
Yeah,
he laid him out.
He did.
Because he was, I mean, he's bigger than those guys.
Yeah. He is. You know, he's taking up some space, as my man Bun B would say.
What the fuck? I don't listen to Bun B.
You listen to Bun B?
Fuck no.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, Bun B's cool, man. Port Arthur, Texas.
No, well, he has a track. He has a track he did with DJ Premier that I like pretty good. So yeah, I thought they were over and done. To know that, oh yeah, the New Age Outlaws, they're wearing cowboy shirts.
Oh yeah, he said he's like, wait, just a Dallas Cowboys minute. He's I didn't mean to say that. You know, like
cheap pop motherfuckers.
Yeah, that was a cheap pop. For
you
sure.
fucking idiots. I was like, come on, man. Oh well.
Razor Ramon looked really old. I mean, I know he had hip surgery, so I get it.
Yeah.
But like, he really looked like a real old man in there. Even the way he was like trying to act like he was about to start fighting someone.
Yeah. And he that was one of my dream things that if he ever showed up in the Royal Rumble, it would really make me happy.
Yeah.
To see where he's come from.
Sure.
And then being healthy enough to get into the Royal Rumble, but it'll never happen.
Yeah, you can't do it.
So I thought they were over and done until I saw that they were booked for right then. You know, when we looked at the card to actually face the New Age Outlaws to get buried again. Philadelphia's gonna hate this situation.
Oh yeah, Philadelphia's going to cheer the '90s guys. I mean, but I guess that might. Hopefully they play into that. I don't know. Then we had Triple H and Stephanie. And they had a little drummer guy. This was actually kind of funny. Then he was doing a little drum roll, and they said Seth Rollins. He stopped and wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he keeps drumming. And they announced the Big Show and Kane. So then
which I thought was lame because I thought they were gonna pull something else out of the hat.
Right.
They were building it to where it's gonna be maybe it's the Brooklyn Brawler. I mean that's a bit of a stretch, but I'm just saying I thought they would have
Brooklyn Brawler.
I thought they were gonna be some guy who's just been off TV for a while.
Yeah.
Mm.
He has to face Bo Dallas. He has to face, or maybe he has to face Ryback or something like that. We gave him his job back. Now you have to.
What was my man's name with the hair back from
or even Goldust.
True. But you know the Hispanic guy who's from Brazil.
Oh, he'll never. You talk about Cologne.
Yeah.
Carlito Cool.
Carlito.
Yeah. There's no way he'll ever see a WWE ring again.
He was
Really?
he hates it. Him and them. I don't know what officially happened, but even when
because it's him. He fucked up.
His dad went to the Hall of Fame last year, and they had the whole Cologne family interview, and he still said something just like the WWE, they cut our time, and they put he was.
Yeah, he's a straight shoot on the WWE, but it's his fault. He was put in a position to do everything great, and he was gonna be the guy, and then the drugs and the DUIs and just he just fucked up. He fucked it up.
Right.
If he's blaming them for his shortcomings. That's pretty lame.
Yeah, I don't know what
they were gonna make him start from the bottom for fucking up, and he didn't want to get the help. He refused the help, just like Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle refused WWE's help, and now it's no, they're the bad guys. It's no, we did everything in our possible to help.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He was pretty. I always enjoyed Carlito for a while there, especially when they the beginning and then the tag team that he had.
Yeah. Carlito.
Then we moved into Natty and Paige versus
Summer Rae and
Alicia Fox. Yeah, whatever happened? It wasn't Summer Rae and Layla a team for a while.
Dude, I don't follow. I think a lot of that storyline is on Total Divas.
Yeah, I don't.
And I don't watch that show. So it was Layla. It was basically Lay Ray, not Lay Cool.
Yeah.
Lay Ray Cool or Summer Cool.
Who knows?
Ray.
It was a standard match with the submission, Paige's submission at the end there with Alicia.
We hadn't seen that in a while. It was like that. Basically, it was like the Scorpion Death Grip. That's basically what that is. It's like a
crab-like maneuver.
Yeah, it's a because the setup is that she actually puts them in the Scorpion Death Lock.
Yeah,
and then hoists them up. Flips them over, hoists them up to where their body's contorted. It's basically someone else used that same submission in WCW. I remember seeing it because when the first time I seen Paige use that submission, I was like, man, I haven't seen that fucking submission in ages. That's a brutal fucking submission. And the PTO is what they call it.
It's sick. I mean,
it's great. I mean, like on a diva.
I mean, that's one thing that the divas can do to stand out is like the holds are gonna look way more impressive. So if they can teach these divas holds and stuff.
Well, all of the divas have submission holds. If you've noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, like Paige has the AJ has the Black Widow. Mm-hmm. Paige, her finisher is a page turner, but she's done this grip.
Yeah, sharpshooter with Natty.
Sharpshooter with Natty.
Charlotte's
figure 8.
Yeah. Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, like all these chicks, because there's this one chick who's down there training them, and that she's giving them.
Sarah Del Rey, former Ring of Honor star. Yeah.
Yeah, she's giving them all these 6 submissions, and it's like, whoa.
It's awesome.
I'm still waiting. I guess everyone's waiting for Bayley to have the bear hug. Because Bayley, her whole thing is hugging.
Yeah, true.
And like now, like if she had the bear hug, it would be her like finisher. That would be fucking. It would be great. It would get over It would get over.
Let's see it, man. Start writing.
No, people have already suggested it. I mean, she's actually spoke about it. Like, it's just I just don't have it in my repertoire. She doesn't have it in her repertoire.
We had Rusev and Lana come out, and then pretty much an R-Truth versus Rusev.
Hey, can I bring up something in this last thing? I know we need to move ahead.
Yeah, no problem.
2 things. The CM Punk chants that showed up because people just weren't happy with it. But Nikki, is it just me, or is that Divas Championship draped about Nikki is like, something off about it? There's something off about Nikki Bella being the Divas champ.
Yeah.
Like it shows no resonance to anything.
For the rest of the Divas.
If Natty had that belt, I'd be like, oh shit, Natty is the Divas champion. Awesome, right? But Nikki Bella, it's just.
Well, I mean, we see all these 6 submissions in NXT, and now on the main roster and stuff, and like the Divas division is stepping up, and Nikki Bella's not.
She is stepping up. I just go for years and years and years. I've known of Nikki Bella. She's been nothing more but some dumb valet.
But she was going from on a scale of 1 to 10. She stepped up from like 0 to like 2. She's definitely she's still bad.
Yeah, she's still. Yeah, and she has this belt, and I just go like this. I can't look at her as a champion.
I think they just had to get it off AJ. The only reason they had it on AJ was to kind of like, so they could put her on Raw to like kind of like rid Punk. I think.
I don't think that was the case. I think it was her vacation time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So she's on vacation. That's why she's not.
Yeah, I think she's done her time. I think she's done her thing. She'll probably be back after the Royal Rumble, going to WrestleMania, Road to WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised that she showed up the day after the Royal Rumble.
Something that was very interesting to me too is when you retweeted Melissa Joan Hart. I didn't know she was a wrestling fan.
Huge wrestling. I found out about that like 4 months ago. Like I just happened to see that someone, I think it was Solid Monster, somebody retweeted what she retweeted. I mean, that she tweeted. I was like, you're a fucking fan? She's a big fan.
She is.
Huge fan.
Because I looked at her timeline and she was saying how the Divas division should have a tag team championship, which I thought was kind of interesting.
But it's just so depleted.
Yeah. They need to be a lot stronger.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to have more, and they have to dedicate to giving them more time.
Yeah, sure. And no one wants that.
R-Truth.
Loses on his birthday.
He gets his whole rap in.
Yeah. Dude, Booker T is like, did you hear the new lyrics?
Yeah. That was great. He got the whole rap in, and all I could think about was he gets in there, he shoots his babyface promo like Heath Slater does.
Yeah.
And he puts up a bit of a fight. But then he just gets destroyed. And I was like, in my head, like jokingly, I tweeted, I was like, oh man, he gets the whole rap in. I smell an upset.
Yeah,
the whole rap.
Yeah, Booker T was definitely marking out for that. He was just like, that was hilarious to me. And then all of a sudden, it was over.
Yeah, it was done.
Yeah. So all right, Archer, you're done. I think they said it was his birthday, so I think they
they gave him.
Yeah, they might have just put him out there for his birthday.
Shouts for R-Truth, his hair growing though, because it seemed like his hair length was the same for like 3 years. He has a little bit more hang time.
Yeah.
Shouts to R-Truth.
He's still a joke.
Yeah, he is totally.
Yeah. And then what is it?
Those-
that backstage segment with Brock and.
it looks like
Woo!
I love that. How it looks like they just like ran into him every time. Like Rollins runs into Brock, it's like a big deal. Like,
But this was like, because Brock is pissed off.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be like, okay, I'm gonna fight you for this championship, right? That's when they had the first stare down.
Yeah.
He's like, you stay away from me. I'm gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So Seth is actually kind of
nervous.
Yeah, he's kind of freaked. He kind of spooked.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's backstage and he's like, and then boom! Could you imagine this happening? You're in a dark alley and all of a sudden Brock Lesnar trying to whoop your ass, and then all of a sudden you're staring him face to face.
Yeah.
And you can see, I think, it's probably scripted for him to be a little nervous, but like deep down, it's still Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Right.
Even like pretending, even him pretending to be upset at you, it still looks scary.
Sure.
It still looks scary.
Sure. Like the Subway commercial when he's destroying that desk. Have y'all
Oh
seen
no,
that?
that was
was that not when him and Triple H?
Triple H was feuding, and that was Hardy's. So that was an actual skit. Like he goes to New Hampshire, or whatever the fuck it was, and there's this skit where he's basically bullying everyone at the WWE, and then he goes in and they just show this really uncomfortable.
It's like one shot.
It's just one shot of him just destroying
Yeah.
Triple H's office.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And I'm like, I wonder who got that over there.
Yeah.
Like, the Meltdown. That's the name of the sandwich they're trying to sell. The Meltdown.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and because
So
he's having a meltdown.
Is he not with Jimmy John's anymore? Is he jumping ship to Hardy's? Or
Well, we will have to see. I mean,
but check the tights out.
I think this is more of a WWE thing than it is a Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay. And then we had The Miz versus Jimmy Uso. I'm so tired of seeing any kind of combination of this match.
I hate it. I skipped it.
Yeah, Jey Uso ends up winning. They're going to wrestle at Royal Rumble for hopefully the last time. And then it was the main event segment, which, Cena versus Kane, Rollins, and
the Big Show.
Which was pretty awesome. Big Show seems still pretty over with the crowd from the segment middle of the card. What'd you guys think of the match?
Okay.
The match, not just the end, but the actual...
When the shit hit the fan?
No, prior. Like, was there anything
Like
that stood out to you?
the match piece itself. It was okay. It was okay for a 3-on-1 handicap
I didn't
match.
care.
Yeah.
I basically, because I stopped writing. I was just like, okay. And I made a tweet. I was like, with all these old timers coming back, Sting's going to have to show up at some point to help Cena.
And
Right.
he does.
And he does. And like some of them saw it as like favorite, and then I got another retweet for that. And then, I'm sitting back and I'm like, okay, all hell's break. Like I'm sitting back waiting. I'm waiting for Sting. I'm just waiting for Sting. And sure enough, he just popped up on the screen. And that's what all matters.
Yeah.
But the only thing that threw me for a loop, distraction roll-up!
Oh, well,
He gets a Sting causes the distraction roll-up.
Yeah.
but isn't it? It's kind of awesome how
How ironic is that?
Whenever the Authority is just about to beat Cena for good, in Survivor Series, Sting comes out, and then right when they're like Ziggler and Rowan and Ryback's jobs on the line, then Sting comes back, so he's like the ultimate fair, the ultimate justice.
Well, someone on Twitter, I saw him saying when Sting.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Someone was saying Sting really loves him some Ziggler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he came and saved Ziggler. Ziggler, was the one who got the pen.
That's a bit of a stretch. He's only had 2 appearances.
Well, yeah, but this second appearance is what got Ziggler his job back.
But Ziggler's not the only person that got his job back.
You're right.
You can say he felt that he had to wait for Ryback and Rowan.
Yeah, true.
I don't know, but it was all. Did you see Cena celebrate with that little kid at the end?
That was really cool.
He jumps over the ring, he just grabs this one kid.
The kid that made his life.
7 years old, if I was 7 years old and
But where was this? Where was that? Was that behind the?
I think it was
over by the commentators.
No,
it was if you're coming down the ramp. And you're facing the ring, I think it was on the left side of the front row.
So on the front row.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, So apparently, Bleacher Report posted something about Triple H. There was a moment where he was at commentary, and I think a kid started crying.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to bring that up.
Oh, I did see that picture.
Why?
Because he broke character in the. That's he should be fired. I don't care, Vince McMahon. I don't care if you're the boss. If you break character right on there on Raw on TV, that's ridiculous. That's day one wrestling school. Triple H just broke it. I mean, you're supposed to make kids cry. You're a heel.
But it's a different day and age, man.
I don't know.
It is a different day and age.
I don't know.
He like hugs the kid too.
Yeah.
Like he consoles him.
Don't be a heel, man. If you're trying to, you gotta. I mean, that's just how it works.
But that's the thing. He's not heel on NXT.
You're supposed to get reactions out of people. That's what performance art is all about. Like from the jump, like, and that's what he was doing. That's like the primary target audience too. A John Cena kid, Mark. Like that's like. I don't know, man. You just got the job.
I know what you're saying.
Oh, I wonder if it's the same kid from Bleacher Report.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, who then Cena was celebrating with. I didn't even think about that.
No, that's what I was asking. I don't think that was a kid because this was right by the announce table.
Okay.
I think this is by the announce table because he's sitting down by the announce table.
Yeah, because then how can you do that? And then at the end, he's like staying on the table and the crowd's freaking out, which is a great shot. But like. All the people that just saw him console that kid, what are they thinking? Like, didn't they just know? They're
not all marks.
Well, then why are you there, man?
They're not all marks. I mean, like, only maybe 20% of that audience are marks, and like anyone who's sitting there was like, okay, it's one thing to be like in 1995 and you want to basically make kids cry. You're the boogeyman. You want people to, and Undertaker. You want kids to cry.
Right.
And nowadays this is sports entertainment. You know, like that was damage control right there. That was, what do you call it?
Damage control.
Yeah.
No, I mean at the end of the show, like I don't know, like
it's not like he addressed it on the microphone.
Yeah, but the crowd was there, the arena, right?
I think only a certain amount of people paid attention to it and probably saw it as a classy move. From when you saw the Bleacher Report stuff, class. They were saying like they were actually giving them props.
Mm-hmm.
It was like real classy move. I think there was one dude that was just like, "Fuck that, he broke character, eat a dick." You know, like there was one guy out of like
he could like whispered at a guy's ear, and then they could have given him a Cena hat or something. That could have been a just move or something.
It's a different day and age.
Or,
again. I wouldn't expect that to happen in ROH.
Didn't Triple H know?
I wouldn't expect that to happen in New Japan. I wouldn't expect that to happen in Lucha Underground. WWE is a whole other animal on its own, you know, and it's to be expected that if something goes down like that, he's going to have to do product. He's going to have to protect the Shield, and if it means like breaking kayfabe to console this kid, because in the end it is just. We're just entertaining you. And this is what they're sports entertainment. This is what they preach.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like a whole host of people that he ended up doing while shooting. It was just he's off camera, he's off to the side, the attention's not on him. This kid is going back and forth. He says, "Shut up, kid," you know, or something like that. "Eat a dick, kid," you know, like fucking go stuff your face with some more popcorn, asshole. Mm-hmm. And the kid starts crying. You think he's actually expecting this kid to just start crying right on him? It's almost like, you know, and he's like, holy shit. He goes into panic mode because he's like, I can't get away with this like I could before, you know? Right. I gotta go over and like console this kid.
Stop right quick.
I just thought it was fucking hilarious. But I guess anything you want to add to the end of this?
Oh, well, then Brock comes out and
oh shit,
attacks.
Well, the Sting segment was pretty cool in itself too.
Man, when Brock came out there and he dropped fucking
Big Show.
He dropped who he drops first?
I'm not sure.
He drops Kane.
Oh yeah.
Is it Kane?
Kane.
I just remember that Big Show 5.
He fucking drops Kane. Because when he lifts Kane's up and he drops him for F5, okay, that's Kane. He drops him for F5.
Yeah.
Get someone who's 100 pounds heavier. Yeah. He threw his ass up higher than Kane. And Kane ended up falling. Oh, God. Yeah. He lands on his back. Like, he He lands directly on his back.
Yeah, he does on his back.
He flips it. He
throws it up in the air.
He flips his ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad of a fucking drop that was. And I just go, the place is going nuts. I'm losing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's losing his mind. I'm losing my mind. And all I could go is, babyface from hell. Like, that was like the biggest babyface spot of the year. You could go over to WrestleMania. Ain't nothing going to top that. Nothing's going to top that. Like, how can you boo this guy now?
Right.
Even if he wasn't trying to become face, he's just basically getting his revenge.
Right.
Revenge doesn't necessarily mean he's turning.
Yeah.
He's just pissed.
I just like it because it was like back in the day, like that. It was like an Attitude Era ending. Like you were like, oh shit, Sting's out. Oh, Cena just won. He's in the crowd. Oh, Brock Lesnar. It was just like
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it looked like pandemonium. Like you could not keep up with what was going on, which is like how it used to be back in the day. So yeah, it was just pretty awesome.
Really dope ending.
Yeah.
Really dope ending.
I'm more excited for this three-way match at Rumble than I have been for WWE main event
in a long time, right?
Since Mania, and three-way for a while. This is probably since like maybe the original ECW three-ways. Like
there was talks about why after he curb stomped Brock Lesnar, why didn't he cash in his Money in the Bank? And it's like there was this whole talk, and I was listening to the Solid Monster I think today, and he, I guess finally catching up on listening to the Q&A that he does at the end of his podcast, and he goes, it's kind of a good idea that he didn't cash that fucker in because regardless, the belt is on the line at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
And he's going to have to face a pissed off
right.
Brock Lesnar.
Sure.
And Cena. Both those guys are really pissed off at him, but more so Brock Lesnar. And you're going to drop it to one of those two. It's not like he's going to retain. It's just not, this.
Sure.
You're just not. So, like, he would have only had the belt for like a week.
Yeah.
Do you want to just jump into who
let's jump into it, dude. Who
do you think so? Well, we're talking about the three-way main event. It goes right in with the who do you guys think's gonna win? Right now, like I still don't have my prediction for this main event. I think it could go either way, and you can still you can still set up a lot of stuff for Mania.
Brock Lesnar retains.
You think Brock?
And no cash in.
I agree. I say the exact same.
Because I feel like that cash in should happen at the next Money in the Bank. It should happen at the next Money in the Bank. I just feel like before the Money in the Bank match, whoever the belt, because the Money in the Bank match is going to headline.
Yeah.
So they're going to have the World Heavyweight Championship before, and he's going to cash in. And before the match, so he finally beats. If we're talking about this, like. They're gonna forget. People are gonna forget.
When is the Money in the Bank?
It's the one before. I think it's before SummerSlam.
It's before SummerSlam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, is it before SummerSlam or after SummerSlam?
I think it's before. I'm
not
sure though.
Because I have this feeling that I did a Money in the Bank review, but I don't think so. I
think we watched it together,
but we weren't doing the podcast at the time.
No, I don't think so. I think maybe Cena. I think Cena's gonna win because they already had Brock.
Look at you!
Oh man!
Don't do it! Don't do it, man!
Pick Cena?
Yeah, don't. The one time he bet against Cena wins. Right? I'm trying to convince him not always to. Because no, man, fuck that. Cena wins. Fucking Cena wins. He doesn't want Cena to win. He just doesn't bet against him.
Yeah, right. We're betting. I mean, this. We got Natty Bo on the line here still, right?
Oh, we were trying to figure out what. No. The winner of the draw.
Oh yeah, gets the Natty. Okay.
Gets whatever.
Well, this is just for bragging rights. I think Cena's gonna win. They already had Brock beat him twice earlier in the year, so they got to have him get a win.
He ain't getting no win, dude. All right. Because right now we're basically setting up Cena Rusev, so he's not gonna have the championship going into WrestleMania.
Right.
That's what they're setting up. They're setting up Cena Rusev, and they're setting up Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan, and they're setting up Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker and Seth Rollins.
Nah, Undertaker's not coming back, man.
Oh yeah, he is.
Nah.
And he's gonna face Bray Wyatt.
They got him on like they're advertising like on certain buses, and they got him. They at least has his face.
He's not retired until you say Undertaker is retired. He still works.
Well, no, but I've heard like he was really banged up from.
Wouldn't you be really banged up?
There's like videotapes.
But he's not retired.
Yeah.
Right.
That was that whole Limp Bizkit thing. That was that freaking Fred Durst idiot.
Right.
Who mentioned it at a concert.
Right.
And it's like until you hear, I mean, not the Christian treatment by any means, but until when he retires, it's going to be a big deal, right? We haven't heard anything about him retiring, so he's gonna work at WrestleMania.
I mean, but it wasn't a big deal though. Him losing to Brock.
That's fine, but it still doesn't mean that he has to retire. There's only one loss. Out of what? I think 23-1 ain't that bad.
Yeah, 21-1.
21-1 ain't that bad of a gig, dude. You know, like,
That's true.
oh, give it up. You think Anderson Silva quit?
I mean, but the thing is, though,
He's banged up. He had a compound fracture.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, though, like Undertaker's not healthy enough to really perform throughout the year, and I just kind of feel like, you know, I mean, this is my feeling, in my opinion, anyway. But
Hey, you're breaking kayfabe right now, because you have to remember he's a dead guy.
Right? I mean,
He ain't banged up. He's dead. How can a dead guy be banged up? He can come back. He gets the power to earn. He gets in there. He can't win every time.
But didn't the urn go away with Paul Bearer?
No, it's still around.
Hmm.
It's still around, but like, he's a dead guy.
Didn't the urn go away one time and like Kama, like before he was the Godfather, he made his urn into like the gold chain.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I knew nothing about that. I remember that shit. I just remember the only time the urn was actually at like any kind of thing was when CM Punk had it before his match for Mania, and that was the only thing.
All right.
Yeah.
The match was good, but the feud, I didn't really like the CM Punk Undertaker feud going into it.
Yeah, I didn't like
It
that
was too
one either.
snarky for me.
Yeah. I would have liked CM Punk to beat Undertaker. I mean, actually, no.
I didn't.
In retrospect, CM Punk would have left next year, so at least you have Brock, you get a title run with it.
Yeah, true. Very true.
I'm just not a mark. I'm not a CM Punk mark like everyone else.
Really?
No, I never really.
CM Punk's my guy, man.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, but
He's just not my guy. I've never been the guy like. Hey, I thought the storyline between him and Cena going to Chicago for Money in the Bank was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
But that's it. That's the only thing that stands out to me. And his feud with Rey Mysterio was pretty good. But
did you not see his feud with Chavo Guerrero in the WWE CW show?
No.
Oh, that was awesome. And then when he was in Ring of Honor, of course,
that
was awesome.
I just never saw this guy as a special guy, and then all of a sudden he becomes like this big deal, and I paid attention to it because of a hot story. He does the pipe bomb, but that's it, you know. Like I pick and choose with Punk, and not necessarily take them all as one big.
Right.
I think they should have kept with the straight edge society. I think that would have grown more on me. But when they broke that up, and he ended up joining the Nexus,
leading it, which is kind of weird.
It was very weird.
Yeah, that was bad booking.
So, so who did you? So I have.
You have Brock Lesnar,
no
cash in, and then you have Brock Lesnar, no cash in. I'm gonna do Cena. No cash in as well, and then we have starting off with the pre-show match, New Day versus Adam Rose, Cesaro, and Tyson Kidd. I think
jokes versus jokes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Tyson Kidd, Cesaro, and Adam Rose. The New Day won and Raw, so I think they're gonna do something weird to get their get some heel heat against the New Day.
You can't get heel heat against the New Day. No one cares about the New Day.
That's true.
And I'm saying I see some momentum. Like they're gonna be
designing it that way, not necessarily.
I see New Day winning.
It is a pre-show.
I see. Because we're in Philadelphia now. You got to take that into consideration to a lot of how this is going to get booked.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know if you listened to the conversation with Newman, but, like, we were just talking about, like, things are going to have to go in a way that please the mark. Because that entire Rumble is the only thing you can't fuck up.
Well, that's why I think Cesaro would definitely have to win when you say.
Well, I mean, but also I imagine all those guys like Big E just as much, because when he was in NXT and had the 5 count, that was over as fuck. And then you look at a guy like Kofi Kingston, has all the talent in the world, who's always been held back.
Yeah.
So and like each side has a legit argument to get the sympathy from the marks.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this match. This feud is.
I'm going New Day.
You're New Day. Yeah, I said Rose, Kid, and Cesaro.
New Day.
New Day. Okay.
New Day.
Sounds good. And then
the two black guys.
I know. I know.
Nice, dude. Nice.
And then next up,
he just turned beet red, y'all. If y'all listening, he just turned beet red after that. Oh boy.
Here's a Mizdow versus the Usos. I'm tired of this. I'm thinking Miz and Mizdow because why would you put it? I think they need to just end the feud. With the heels.
I just don't see Miz getting the belts back. I think.
Oh wait, the Usos have the belts now. The Miz.
Yeah, the Usos.
Oh, see, I didn't even.
The Usos have the belts. They want it back.
Well, I didn't know that, so I'm gonna have to definitely. I'm gonna switch to Usos.
Because it was the day that the Ascension debuted. They had just lost the belts, and then the Ascension came in because they were like, "We want a rematch," right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh well, you're not gonna get a belt.
You was talking to Daniel Bryan, right? When Daniel Bryan hosted.
No.
Oh, Edge and Christian.
It was Edge and Christian. He's like, you don't get a rematch for the belt, but you have an opportunity to fight again. Mm-hmm. And then it was Mizdow that basically finally gets into the ring, and he's an enhancement for the fucking Ascension, which is pretty lame. Mm-hmm. The one time Miz doesn't even get in the ring. It's just all Mizdow.
Yeah, they lost twice in one row. Yeah. So then, are you going with the Usos as well?
I don't have a feel on this match at all, but I don't have a feel on this match at all.
I change.
You're going Miz?
I'm going Mizdow. This is going to be the moment where
they break up.
Well, they become the champion, and then Mizdow, they're going to build them. They're going to try basically do the Alex Riley thing
at a main. Well, it's going into the Rumble too, so they could win the belts, and then. But I'm still going Usos.
He's going to toss. They're both going to be in the Rumble, and Mizdow's going to toss out the Miz.
Well, the Ascension needs people to wrestle at Mania, and the Usos as faces.
Let's just hope they make it. Yeah. Ascension, I don't see them making it too far, man. It's really? Sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's very sad. I hate it. I
think in the company they see this New Age Outlaws thing as a
nail in the coffin.
No, I think they see it as like a rub a little bit, just like sort of like a mid-card Shield versus Batista Evolution, kind of that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't think fans see it that way. But I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, they're setting it up. If they're setting it up, they're doing a fucking great job because all I see is fucking shovels and dirt.
Barry.
So did you want to just leave it?
I'm gonna go with Miz.
Miz, okay.
I'm gonna go with Miz. Yeah, I do see them probably going to WrestleMania. Maybe they face each other.
And I feel like what's gonna happen because if you notice, Jay. They've been doing more singles matches and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to focus on, like, something with Naomi or something. Because I told you what happened with that whole situation. Like, they wanted... Apparently, when Miz started talking to Naomi, it was an angle pitched that they were going to start an adultery thing. And
Naomi does have those.
They both shot it down. They both shot it down. And that's what you saw. And then it kind of, like, awkwardly ends.
Well... I can see that kind of working for an Attitude Era because they'd be able to cut certain promos and things, but in a PG it would be kind of weak, watered down version of that storyline, anyways, So
I see that lust in your eye.
Yeah.
I see that lust in your eye, Hogan, for Elizabeth. You remember that promo? Yeah. I see the lust in your eye.
The goat.
Oh man!
Well, we already talked about it. Who do you guys think is New Day or New Age Outlaws or the Ascension?
So that's on the card.
Yeah,
that's
they
on
got
the card.
announced. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna go.
I go Ascension. I'm going
Ascension.
I'm going. I mean, we'll see. Maybe like you just made some sense right there. Maybe it's like this one big build up, but like maybe it's not.
Yeah, I'm going Ascension as well.
I'm going New Age Outlaws on that one. I'm going to go.
Okay.
Who gets the pin?
Billy Gunn.
Yeah, famouser, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what does Road Dogg have? The shake, rattle, and roll? He doesn't really have a finisher.
He doesn't really have one.
Doesn't have a finisher, doesn't have a tie.
Well, he does have that punch, though. He does a little dance and punches.
But that's his build up to. He does have a finisher. I think his finisher is like a. What is his finisher?
Man, he didn't have a finisher. He didn't have tights. He's like skated by with this. Like being
that's so wild. Like I can't. Maybe he comes. I think he does like a frog splash.
I thought it was the punch.
Off the top rope?
No,
like where he punches in.
No. That's just his people's elbow, I guess. Like that's his little gimmick thing.
Yeah.
But I think the shake, rattle, and roll is because I remember in the video game, like that was his finisher.
Spine buster? Does he do a spine buster?
Nah, hit us up on Twitter with Road Dogg.
Yeah,
you gotta hit us up. I'm fucking got Wikipedia in front of me.
It was X-Pac. X-Pac had the spine buster, didn't he? No, it was the Bronco buster.
Yeah,
Bronco that split his asshole open all the damn time.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he done it twice. He just did it recently.
Really?
Yeah, almost like a year ago. Gosh. Split his shit wide open again.
That would be painful.
Yeah, he was on the Conan MLW talking about it, and it was just like the most uneasy thing I've ever listened to.
Then we have the Bellas versus Natty and Paige.
Bellas.
I think it's going to be Natty and Paige just because the reason it's a tag match and not a a Divas title match is probably because they're going to have the Bellas lose or have Nikki lose.
Oh, I see. But I doubt that.
Alicia Fox. They're saying she's going to be the first black Divas champion.
She was. She's already been Divas champ.
Mm-hmm.
When they changed up the belt, she was one of the first ones. She won it off Melina.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
She's the first. Wow. I think
Diva, that belt champion.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Not women's champ, because she was the WWE. Because they had the Divas belt, and then they had the WWE women's belt. Yeah, and then they combined the two, and the butterfly is what you see as basically the combined undisputed belts.
Yeah.
And Melina, I think, was the first to win it when she came back.
Mm-hmm.
Or something. It was something like that. And then Alicia Fox beat Melina. That was after the whole John Morrison WrestleMania thing.
Oh yeah.
And it was all because of Melina and her being felt that Trish Stratus took
her spot.
And
well, Maria Menounos was in that same.
Yeah, but she wasn't mad at Menounos. She was mad at Trish. And John Morrison was just sort of on the side of Melina. So when they won, and you could see Trish trying to like engage and hold each other's hand and hug, and he just snubbed her. Watch it again. It's one of the most uncomfortable.
I was at that Mania, but
it was one of the most uncomfortable.
Yeah, the one in Atlanta. Yeah,
it's one of the most uncomfortable things. You can see her trying, and you can see her actually getting emotional. Like Trish Stratus getting emotional because she's clearly getting snubbed.
Oh wow!
On a WrestleMania stage, and she was happy. Like maybe you don't gotta get along, but let's pretend.
Yeah.
And Morrison wasn't having it. Like it's so uncomfortable. He won't even look her direction.
Well, Arthur, who do you think's gonna win against the Bella Twins and Natty and Paige?
Based upon how things have been going, we can go with the Bellas.
All right.
Go with the Bellas. The way they've been booked, and I guess I don't know. It could go either way. Well, I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay, sounds good.
That, yeah.
The only thing left we have, I know we're doing the poll, but do we want to have like a prediction of who we think's gonna win the Rumble?
I know what I say. This I know who's not gonna win it. Roman Reigns is not gonna win it.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah.
Because on my discussion with Newman, it was something that he brought up. He goes, Philadelphia is probably the wrong place to screw up a Royal Rumble match. Because they would tear that fucker to smithereens.
Yeah.
Like, the Money in the Bank, Punk. If Punk loses, we riot.
Yeah.
If you say, like Newman said, if they put a thing that says, if Reign wins, we riot, it's not something to take lightly. It's not.
Right.
They would tear that fucker apart. It'd be Nexus. Debut, like, and it's funny. I joke about it, but it's serious. Philadelphia is not. It's such a hardcore wrestling base,
right?
And
ECW,
and they're fucking nuts over there. There's a jail under the Eagles stadium.
Yeah.
A judge in a jail. They don't fuck around up there.
Right.
So if Kevin Dunn or Vince McMahon or whoever the fuck gets to look, if Reigns wins this, they're gonna see this as them fucking them, and they're gonna you better pack up shop quick. If Reigns wins, shut it down, get the fuck out of there, because it's gonna be the bloodiest carnage you'll ever see in wrestling history. So I know he's not gonna win.
It's funny how the fans have turned on Roman Reigns over a year's time, and he's been gone for like the past 4 months.
I mean, it's just that we've been force-fed him,
right.
And this is the first of its kind. This is the first time. Batista was the first,
right?
Like, of us having to deal with him,
right?
But like, Roman Reigns he's the chosen one, and we all know about it, and we don't want to be told who to root for.
Right.
And it's the first of its kind with social media and the backlash of the dirt sheets and how everyone's a fucking mark now. Everyone has a fucking podcast right now.
Sure.
Everyone has a Twitter account right now, and everyone's talking.
Sure.
And it's like, Roman's not ready. Roman's not ready. No one said anything else.
Right.
The only phrase that's being used is Roman's not ready.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why isn't he ready? I think he's ready. I just think y'all don't want to be told who to root for.
It's true.
Well, I don't know. I thought he was, when the Shield broke up, I thought he was going to be the number one guy starting off with. I didn't
think so.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be the number one guy, but I don't think. I think we all know him as the guy, but I don't think he's ready. His promo,
when they separated him and he's spiking.
Yeah, they definitely didn't help him at all. But like his in ring is not as good as Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, and they're always going to be compared to.
But he's only been in the business for like 3 years. And it's just like,
but you can't like be watching thinking that like all the time. You have
right,
to. I want to watch.
WWE
supposed to be the best in the world. Like,
but again, it's still entertainment, man. And he has the look. He has the Rock vouching for him, and he's Samoan, and I think that plays a big part in the lineage of the Samoans and how the WWE has done business with the Samoans. Until I heard that he was the guy, I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. I mean, he still gets a good pop. The girls love him. They worship his ass, and he's a hot tag guy. He doesn't even have 5 moves of doom.
Right.
His whole match is a hot tag.
Right.
Yeah.
And
hot tag.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's true though. And his promo's awful.
Well, he's
awful.
It's just he should be doing what Brock Lesnar's doing. Yeah. He shouldn't be giving him fucking Jack and the Beanstalk and
stories. That was awful.
And Looney Tunes and fucking Superman promos. You just shouldn't. But this is what Kevin Dunn and they want another Cena. They want another Rock. They feel like the guy on top has to have that charisma, that type of charisma, that type of character.
I mean, The Undertaker didn't.
No, but he's never been the top guy.
True.
The top guys have been.
I mean, in the 90s, I would say Undertaker was definitely big.
He wasn't the top guy.
Like when it hit
HBK and Stone Cold were the top guys.
And Bret Hart.
And Bret Hart. Those, I mean, the eras.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. Well, before it was Buddy Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bret Hart.
Yep.
And then HBK. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And then John Cena.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Brock Lesnar. But he bounced.
Yeah.
And they threw it on Cena. And The Rock was probably their big draw, one of the biggest draws, but he was never the top guy. It was always about Stone Cold.
Well, I think in like when Stone Cold left, Rock definitely took over. When,
Brock, No. He wasn't the top guy. There's no Rock era.
I think in 2000, the year that Rock, 2002, the year that Rock and Brock wrestled each other, I think Rock headlined it was like
I thought it was like Triple H.
10 and 12.
Yeah, but he wasn't ever.
10 and 12.
He was never considered the top guy.
He
probably held his own to resemble a top guy, but the top guy was Stone Cold. I mean, and it was basically.
But there was a point in time where Stone Cold was not on the show.
I know, but like he was still the top guy. Like Rock was never the top guy. He was never ever. When they go down in eras, there's no Rock era.
So what you're saying is Rock was the top guy by default.
Yeah, he ended up basically covering up the tracks. I think he did a good job of being like the second string quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know, he was Kurt Warner. You know, he was Doug Williams. He came in, he did what he had to do, but he was never the man. And it's sad because he's still he's probably one of the greatest
Sure.
that the WWE's ever seen.
Definitely.
But unfortunately, he had to come up same time that Stone Cold Steve Austin did. So he'll always have to take a back seat.
I think he's probably one of the best at doing promos of all time, for sure. The Rock.
Yeah, it's not the best.
I think he. I would say he is.
Hogan was bad. Hogan was awesome. I mean, I don't know about and Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. Oh, we don't even talk about Macho Man Randy Savage.
But those people kind of set the pace. You know, they trailblaze.
Warrior.
You know.
I mean, I would say Savage, Flair, Rock are all better than Hogan. Hogan had a formula that worked.
But he was good, and it was brought to my attention when he went and the New Japan and he was doing the stuff over there and he was cutting the heel promos over there and shit. And they were damn good. Yeah.
Hogan?
Yeah, he's like, fuck the WWF, the real talent and the best in the world.
Whenever Jared hit him with the guitar.
When he went back to when he left, because it was 2 times he left the WWF, and both of those times where he went to New Japan, and he was spitting these fucking awesome cursing and talking about how the real talent, the best in the world, was over in Japan, and these were like legit heel promos. Like him.
Yeah, I think that was when he was supposed to join TNA at that time, and Jared, they just did one angle where Jared went into a press conference and hit him with a guitar, but then I think he was scared to come out because the Impact Zone at the time was a little bit smaller.
But this was in the 80s. This was the 80s when he was working with New Japan in the 80s.
I think it might have been All Japan in the 80s.
All Japan or something All Japan.
Yeah, because in the early 2000s he did go over there and they did try to do something with TNA, but he never ended up actually being on a TNA show. He ended up just trying to do this cross promotion thing.
But he's good. I mean,
Hogan, man.
Hogan's good, but not the best.
So who do you think's winning?
The Rumble.
I definitely think Bryan.
I think Bryan is going to win it. I don't think he needs to win it, but he's going to win it.
They're building it up. I mean, who could win it, really? I mean, besides
Ziggler.
They've been pushing it. I guess you could say top 5 would be Ziggler, Dean, Bray, Bryan, and Roman Reigns would be
and then right back would be the dark horse, and Bo Dallas would be a dark horse.
So who do you think will be the last 4? Because we're talking about the last 4.
Like you said, it's going to be. It's going to have to be at least one of the Shield. Both Ambrose and Reigns can't be in the final 4.
So I could say maybe Big Show and Roman defeat each other or something like that. And then I would say maybe Bray, Dean, and Bryan are definitely going to be in the final 3. But I don't know who the other guy would be.
It would be Reigns.
You'd say Reigns, but then that's 3 faces, 1 heel.
Well,
or if you want to stack the odds against the baby face.
But who you say?
I just said Dean, Bryan, and Bray would be.
Oh yeah, don't forget about Rusev.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rusev.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about Cesaro too.
No way.
You don't think he'd be there?
I think something happened because Stone Cold even asked about him in the podcast. He was like, "Why don't you push my man Cesaro?" And he was just like,
"Oh, well, yeah, we've been over that. It was a very lame duck response, and how he can't connect with the crowd. And even though all these things that he did to connect with the crowd, like the sweet uppercut he has, and the sweet fucking spin, and how the pop he got at WrestleMania by tossing, the Big Show out the ring. I mean, he can't connect. No, there's no way he can connect.
Right.
And then he goes, maybe because he's Swiss.
Right.
And he says this. He actually says this.
He did say that.
Which is ridiculous.
Maybe because he's Swiss. It's like, shut the fuck up.
You'd think an international company, he can talk like 13 languages. He can like Cena learned Mandarin, and they made a big deal about that. Like he knows 13 languages.
It just makes no sense for something like that to come out of any person's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was like
kind of proves
Vince.
Kind of an old
you just exactly. You just exposed how senile you are right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you got against the Swiss, anyways? Like, what does that even mean?
I think I just think that
group of people.
He has heat on him because he got word back about him talking shit about seeing John Cena wrestle all the time against Randy Orton. We're all sick of seeing Randy Orton versus John Cena matches. He said this, and he got heat from that. Mm-hmm. And the pettiness within the wrestling world, something as simple as a handshake, and then someone getting heat. It's just a petty thing. You don't run a multi-billion-dollar company like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And fuck with someone's livelihood that way. It's just fucking nonsense.
Did you have you think Brian too, or Bray?
I was thinking about Bray, but I don't see Bray and Brock. If my prediction goes according to plan, I don't really see that as a WrestleMania main event. So with that being said, gosh, it's hard. I would almost they wouldn't push Ziggler. I think it'll be cool if Ziggler can win.
That would be sick.
He's not main event material.
Yeah,
he's not.
You think he's a Mr. Perfect?
No, I just think he's still super young. That's the thing. He's still, and he gets the support of the people, but he doesn't have the support of the people like Brian does. That's the thing. He doesn't have that baby face like
very
Brian.
few ever have.
Yeah,
true. Daniel Bryan wins because everybody who comes back from injury always wins.
He shouldn't win. I'm saying he's going to win, but I don't think he should win. Like anyone cares, the pay-per-view format has changed since they joined the network. Even if he doesn't win, they could still somehow finagle him to make it into them.
Yeah, there's still one more pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not Elimination Chamber.
Not Elimination Chamber.
It's called Fastlane.
Oh really?
Yeah. All I can think about is the MF Doom song. You know, like there's a not MF Doom, but King Ghidorah, which is MF Doom's production pseudo, where he's basically it's guys rhyming over his beats, and he's King Ghidorah from Godzilla. King Ghidorah. Well, anyway, there's a song featuring Curious, and it's called Fastlane, and it's like it's just. I'm like, it'd be so wild if they used that song to promote that pay-per-view. But the reasoning behind the fact that they got rid of the Elimination Chamber, did you hear about this? Well, it wasn't because of the brand split or the thing, because they don't have two titles anymore. It was because the arenas that they were going to were telling them that they couldn't support that. They couldn't support that structure. Yeah, it's just. I
can see it does look kind of. It's the only cage with a bottom as well.
It says like 10 tons or something like that, 100 tons. Some ridiculous ton amount.
Yeah.
And the people were just like, no, we're not going to have it anymore. We're just not going to have it anymore.
It was kind of cool, but it definitely just got in the way of what they were with the Royal Rumble leading to Mania and stuff like that.
Well, it was their.
I'm okay with them getting rid of it.
I feel like it was their poor attempt at War Games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it was. That's all it was. It was like their attempt at War Games. It's like, no, just bring in War Games, you jackasses.
Exactly.
I don't think any of us would be upset about that.
Right.
Yeah, War Games was awesome.
But that's Bischoff, right? Oh, no, War Games, that started before Bischoff.
Way before Bischoff. But Bischoff did bring the Elimination Chamber to Raw. It was like his era where he was. I don't know I don't know if this was just on screen or on script, but he like when he was a part of Raw, when he was running Raw on the television show, that's when he brought in the Elimination Chamber. And I think the first one was like Goldberg was supposed to get over, and then Triple H ended up screwing him over. Do you remember that? Like
No, I don't.
Goldberg like eliminated Jericho, eliminated like Shawn Michaels, all of them, and then all of a sudden like Triple H's pod was like the last one to light up, and like Ric Flair was like keeping it from opening. Goldberg like busts in there, and then Triple H ends up winning. It's like complete like bullshit, but. I don't know, whatever. That was like 2005, 2006.
Not a good year for the WWE.
Nah.
No.
Still, what WrestleMania was that? What WrestleMania was that?
I think it was a SummerSlam. The elimination.
No, I'm just saying which WrestleMania was that? Leading into that,
I can't even remember.
Would have been 25.
I want to say 20. Well, 21 was the one, or 20 was Brock and Goldberg. So it had to be 20 because I think Goldberg was only on one WrestleMania, which was when he wrestled Brock.
And everyone shat on that.
Yeah.
What? No, that was SummerSlam.
No, that was the Mania. That was
a Mania match, and they were both out, and everyone just shitted on it.
It was a terrible match.
Well, the crowd knew that they were both gone, and they never like grew up as fans, so they didn't really care about putting on a good match. And well, I mean, you know what I mean. And then they both knew they were gonna be gone, and then Austin was only there one night, so they were all just like, hey, this is it. Like, you know, it's hard to get motivated, I guess.
Well, what happened with Goldberg?
Let's get into this. No, he didn't want to do it no more. He didn't agree with a lot of, I guess, what their content was. They just didn't agree. He just was like, I don't want my kid watching that, so I don't want to be part of it.
Right.
I can see that.
Well, he was old anyway, so.
So let's get to this draw.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to write down who? Like, do you have us?
Yeah, I got it.
So right now, I guess T.O. Polk, we're pulling for his ass, and we're also pulling for Nathan Newman. The three of us, and then the two of them, that's 30. I guess we get 4 numbers apiece, and whoever number wins the Royal Rumble. I guess one of us wants to have 27, one of us wants to have 30.
Yeah, 27 is the one that's won the most, right?
Yeah, and 30 is probably the easiest. Whoever gets 1 or 2 is gonna have a long day, have a long match.
Yeah.
One of those fuckers always lasted like.
I think number 1 is gonna be Dean. I think Dean's not gonna win it, but he's definitely gonna have like a strong appearance.
Yeah, he's gonna be up to like at least 27.
Yeah.
So, and I guess whatever alcoholic beverage of your choosing, and I guess if T.O. Polk hears this, Terrence, you punk bitch, if you hear this, whatever alcoholic beverage of your choice, Newman, if you win, we'll fucking send you like a gift certificate or something. we'll just mail you whatever you want in the thing. All right, so here we go. The first draw. Who's first? Who do you have? How do you have this lined up?
You got a drum roll something?
Do
you want to? How do we do this? Do we do rock paper scissors?
Who gets first pick?
To get first pick, yeah. To get first draw.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I'm a master
live,
of
All right, we only do one.
All right, sounds good.
And then whoever wins that, you get the first draw, and then whoever.
Well, if there's a tie in that, or something, like if you have rock and me and Arthur both have paper, then we gotta go, right?
Yeah.
Well, right now we're trying to find a winner just for the first, and then we'll move from there. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3, hit. All right.
Okay. 1, 2. Cut all y'all.
You got first.
Give me the box.
You get first draw.
You listening? Me and Peter both had paper, and Arthur pulled out the scissors for the.
Man.
No. You can't see. You just gotta reach your hand.
Oh yeah, true.
And then see who gets second. So me and you, right there.
Yeah, let's go.
1, 2, 3, bam. I get second choice.
Okay.
All right. And then Newman, because he's a newbie, he's gonna get last draw. T.O.'s gonna get. Okay. We're gonna draw for him. You got 4.
I got 4.
You got 4.
Strong number still in there.
All right. Drum roll.
So I get like 7 apiece, right?
What's that?
6 apiece.
No, 5 of us. We get 5 apiece. There's 5 of us.
Yeah, 5 times 6.
Yeah, you're right. 6. So what did I got? 16.
All right, that's fine. Oh, 6.
6.
All right.
And then I guess you draw for
Terrence.
Draw for Terrence.
All right. Terrence, you owe me my good luck.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
3.
3.
Terrence gets 3. I'll pull for Nate. Headliner 5. Number 5. What's up with these low numbers coming out so soon?
No.
We need to mix this up a little better. I was shaking the fuck out of it.
Build the suspense a little bit.
Yeah. All right. 17.
7.
17.
Highest number so far is 17.
15.
15. Okay.
Oh man, this is kind of crazy.
So Peter has 15 and 16.
I got 15 and 16.
$30.
Oh, fuck! Oh, man. You drop for
Terrence?
Yeah.
Alright. And Terrence, you got 9.
9.
So Terrence has got 3 and
3
9.
and 9, yeah.
Should have showed up, Terrence. Pull for yourself.
Oh, Newman.
Yeah, you did Newman.
Bill Simmons was saying that the Royal Rumble is like one of the best pay-per-views to bet on.
Yeah.
And watch with friends.
Okay.
I imagine it was cousin Sal.
Cousin Sal.
Yeah.
8.
8.
There.
You got 5 and 8, brother.
Ah. All right. 10.
10.
Okay.
10.
I smell 27, baby. I smell 27. I smell it, dude. I smell it. Oh. 20.
20. Okay.
It's good.
You got the best ones, right? 15, 16, and 20. Those are.
That late? Yeah, I do have the best ones. I hope one of them is DDP. That'd be so awesome.
I got 14.
14.
All right.
So you have 30, 14, and what?
And 6.
And 6.
Okay, I'm gonna do for Terrence.
I'm all over the place.
Pull for Terrence. Who is at Twitter TOPOLK TOPOLK. All right, he is 19.
19.
Okay.
Mhm.
Best one he's got so far. Yeah, 3, 9, and 19.
Who hasn't pulled for Newman yet?
I don't know how. We got 23.
23
Oh,
for
that's
Newman.
what we're doing.
Was that a number that y'all were talking about?
No, 27.
27.
So Newman's got 5, 8, and 23. 23 is looking pretty strong for him.
Freaking A. 20. I thought I was going for
7.
27, and I actually got 7. 27 without the 2.
And 17.
Yeah.
The last go around, we're gonna pull for each other.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna I guess you draw for him, he draws for me.
Okay, and then, yeah.
This
Okay.
makes it more fun that way.
Sounds good.
All right. 2. I got the Iron Man.
Yeah.
I got the Iron Man guy. So this is for. This your turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
2.
Got 24.
24. Man, you got some good ones.
Yeah.
So it's 5. So we got one more.
One more, and then we're gonna pull for each other here.
This is for Newman.
Alright. But I didn't. Okay. Newman?
Oh no! For
Terrence,
Terrence.
yeah.
For Terrence.
12.
12.
12.
And then,
This is for Newman. Oh, yeah. Newman.
isn't Newman a headliner? What's his,
Headliner 5.
22.
22.
You got 23 and 22.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So it's
One more.
last round. So
Is this me? Yeah.
No, there's gonna be this is the second to last round.
the second to last. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the sex.
Yep.
All right.
It'd be so funny. The last one is 27.
Yeah.
Just grab it.
I'm trying to pick it up. It's against the thing here, and I got freaking 18.
18.
You got. It's funny. You got 18 and 17.
Yeah.
17, 18. I got 15, 16.
Yeah, Newman got 22 and 23.
And you got.
I got a good mix.
You got 30 though. That sucks. 21.
21.
I got 21. I got 20 and 21.
I have nothing in the 20s.
Your fucking lucky ass will probably pull out that 27 like a chump.
Oh, 1.
Oh!
30 and 1.
You got 30 and 1. That's nuts, dude.
That's crazy.
So,
Shawn Michaels. Who else won being the first one?
Rey Mysterio.
Mysterio.
And I know like Ric Flair did. He was technically 3.
Back in '92.
Yeah.
Draw for Terrence.
Very cool.
I hope y'all still listening.
Then we got 25.
25?
Okay.
You draw for Newman? Did you draw for Newman already?
Yeah, I did. I pulled number 22 for him.
Oh yeah, 20. Oh, no, he's got one more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. So
It doesn't matter who pulls. Yeah. Fucking
27?
bastards!
Bastard!
You got 27?
Yeah!
He's got 22, 23, and 27.
Fuck.
Alright. So we all pulling for each other now this last round?
Uh-huh.
Alright,
So you draw for
Arthur?
Yeah, you draw for Arthur.
For Arthur here. 27's already gone, 30's gone.
Who has 26? Anybody know who has 26?
Nope. 28.
28.
Damn! Oh, man.
I'll take it.
You pull for me.
Oh, yeah, I'm tripping. Stuck in the corner. Got it, but... Wow, 26.
26.
Yeah.
And then
you pull for...
oh, well, it's only one number left. Oh, no. It's... Oh, sorry. I'll pull for Terrence. And Terrence...
Well, I thought this was...
this
is me.
It is Jay.
Oh, it's you? It's you?
Mm-hmm. What's Jay?
In order.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm tripping.
Oh, yeah. That was it, though. That was the one.
You looking good over there anyway, so...
Yeah, you're
1
good.
and 30, yeah, man.
29.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if we can do this like the NBA. We can do some trades.
No, ain't no trades.
What?
The trades?
I'll give up.
No, don't get... No, we hold on. We hold on. Ain't
Okay.
no bargaining because
Okay.
we got the other guys here to bargain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can be
I mean,
you
but
already
hey,
got
man,
27.
you snooze, you lose.
So, who pull for...
You got Terrence and then Newman.
Alright. You can, man. Hiding in the corner of the box here. 11.
He gets 11,
Mm-hmm.
and what's left? This is for This is for. Sorry, I'm sorry. That's for Terrence.
Yeah.
And the last one's for Newman,
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
which I think is 23. No, not 23. I guess it would be 7, 8.
Alright. Ready for who's this for?
Is that the last one? It's the last one, right?
Last one. Who's this for?
This is for Newman.
Newman has the lucky 13.
Oh. Last one.
Last one.
Alright, cool.
I'm actually gonna hold on to my shits.
Is it, if we could trade one and with consideration for a swap next year?
No, dude, none of that shit. So check this out, right? We just finished this up. Let's go ahead and wrap it up because we're definitely well into 2 hours and a half, 2.5 hours for this.
2.5 hours, crazy.
Yeah.
Big show.
So check this out, right? How do we get in touch with you, man?
Twitter at Arthur Stewart, ArthurStuartNC. Also, I also have a podcast too when we do it. The Real Talk Podcast. Find us on SoundCloud also. Yeah.
How do you go? And how do you find that?
Real Talk Pod. The Real Talk _pod on Twitter. Real Talk _pod.tumblr.com as well.
Email me this because this is probably going up. This is probably going up tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to fix on it as much as possible, but this is going up tomorrow after I get off work.
Okay.
Or work on it when I first get off. Whatever.
Okay.
Send me all those links and I'm gonna put that in the description box.
Okay. Very cool.
Nice.
And how do you get to you?
JG Pro Wrestling at JG Pro Wrestling on Twitter, and then make sure to pay attention on the weekend for the new Faster Than the World podcast reviewing NXT. Probably gonna talk about some indies and stuff too, like really putting together like why you should pay attention to certain guys or anyone in NXT.
So you want to just man, we went so far. It'd be crazy to throw this at the end.
Can we throw it up at the same time, just with two different, or relatively the same?
Yeah. Okay. So you would have your own thing. I'm saying like this will have its own link and then your link after it, rather than having it attached to the end of it. Okay, this is what we talked about earlier. I was worried to see how long we were going to run to do this. Yeah, and this is just we slapped that shit on. That's a 3-hour cast, dude. Yeah, that's a lot of.
Either way, it's Faster Than the World. It should be up on the same way you can get this podcast.
And send me that song too. I'll probably be able to just do that. I'll probably do that tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah, because.
They like entrance music and everything.
And something to look forward to. I just opened up a Google Plus account to Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. So there's a profile there. I'm gonna start doing uploading these episodes onto YouTube from now on. And I think at some point we're gonna have to show our ugly mugs. If you're up for it. I mean, I want to do it. I think it's time. Possible. Not make the podcast so long, hopefully, and just throw them up on YouTube. You can find me at Ellen Japanese, LINJAPANESC. You also can find the podcast Twitter account which I run, which is PJTW Central at gmail.com. At Twitter. Whatever.
It's been 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I know. And you can also find me on Instagram under Ellen Japanese. I don't think I'll do a podcast joint for this one, but yeah, we're trying. And again, if you're listening to this and you're interested in talking a little bit of wrestling news with me, be sure to hit me up on either Ellen Japanese or PJWT TW Central, and we schedule a time and we'll have a little conversation about an hour long, and we'll go from there. Until then, on behalf of Arthur Stewart.
Yep.
Not Martha Stewart.
No. It's my Caucasian mother from another.
I bet. You dog and a motherfucker. There was
Darkness.
Darther Stewart or some shit. And the white guy in the room.
So the white guy, JG Pro Wrestling.
JG Pro Wrestling. Jake, we out. Fuck. Peace.
Later.
Peace.
Gotcha.
You have been listening to Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling Podcast. Please tune in next week.